And a good afternoon to everybody. Welcome to Kitchener Panthers baseball on YouTube. Mark Pare alongside Mike Gervais here in the broadcast booth at Jack Couch Park. It is the Kitchener Panthers and the Welland Jackfish. It is a scorcher today there, Mike. It is 29 degrees and nothing but sunshine. A beautiful day for baseball. But if you're out at the ballpark, you're probably going to have to stay hydrated. What factor do you think that'll play into today's game?
Yeah.
Let's start right off on that.
Wow, you're coming with the heavy questions right off the bat. I like it.
It's a hot question.
It is a hot question for a hot day. You might need to see, as you said, the guys got to stay hydrated. You could see some cramping. If they don't, that may lead to less stolen base attempts, maybe a little less aggressive on the base pass. They don't want to worry about a cramp coming up, halfway between first and second on a stolen base attempt, something like that. You may also see guys swinging early and often because, quite frankly, they want to get in some shade, especially with these two aces on the mound for Welland and Kitchener.
Yeah, you look at the pitching matchup. It's Yadier Martinez against Brandon Underhill. Yadier Martinez, second in the IBL in strikeouts. And you look at this offense that these two teams have been able to produce. Of course, Welland, second in the IBL when it comes to strikeouts. Kitchener, third now, actually, in getting struck out, I should say. Second being struck out, third in being struck out. When it comes to the bats, Kitchener second in strikeouts overall by pitchers. Welland tied for sixth in the IBL. Welland, of course, the best offense in the IBL right now. 223 runs for. Kitchener, meantime, 185 runs for. Not too bad, within the top three as well. But the key is going to be for Kitchener. They can pile on some runs, but they got to learn how to keep the ball out of the in the ballpark. Really, that's been really an Achilles heel for this team as of late.
Yeah, as you said, Mark, Kitchener, the Panthers can score, but they're giving it up as well. They've got a minus 63 run differential on the year. Part of that is the ballpark that we play in here in Kitchener, Jack Couch Park. Wind is blowing out a little bit to left center field today. Yadier Martinez, who's on the hill for the Panthers, as you mentioned, Mark, lots of strikeouts. But he's also been prone to the long ball this year as well, too.
Yes, he has. And I kind of thought that he might have played in yesterday's game in Pare, of course, with the 4-3 loss in 10 innings. Welland, of course, on a 2-game winning streak right now, coming off a 23-5 win over Brantford, a late Friday night game. Of course, they had the sun delay. The delay didn't really hurt them all that much.
No, and if you're not familiar with it, Brantford often doesn't start till 8:30, 20 to 9 or so because the sun is so bad in your eyes there. And yeah, as you said, the sun didn't hurt the Jackfish at all. 23 runs. The Panthers unfortunately lost a heartbreaker down in Barrie yesterday, 4-3 in extra innings. Took the lead late, and
Yes,
then
they did.
Unfortunately gave the lead up in the bottom half of that inning as well. Didn't give the lead up, but yeah, they did because Barrie tied it in the bottom half of the inning on the home run as well.
Yeah, it was the first pitch seen in the bottom half of the inning. Unbelievable. 10-20 record for Kitchener. Welland's 23-7. We're going to go to break. When we come back, we got more storylines, we got lineups, and we got some baseball for you. Stay with us. This is Kitchener Panthers baseball on YouTube.
Oh, when it comes time to muck a mammoth meal, just dial up Domino's to rally a rip up the road and drop off a pair of piping pies. Canada's top pie. Everything about these beauties is top shelf from Z to AA. Domino's. Just send it, bud.
It's a new season of baseball, and with that comes new merchandise in the Jack Couch Park merchandise tent and online store. Make sure to check out our huge selection of new wearables to cheer on your team. We have replica jerseys, jackets, pullovers, hats, scarves, and blankets for those chilly evening games. Our shops have all different sizes to choose from, and we will try our best to fit you with Panthers authorized gear. Make sure to check us out at our merchandise tent at the front gate when you enter into the park, or visit our shop online at KitchenerPanthers.com and click on Shop. We want our fans to wear our gear proud and loud and cheer on your Panthers.
What can you do with a rendezvous? When your business needs a meeting space on demand, SwiftSpace has the solution. Introducing the Rendezvous Meeting Booth, a comfy booth for six that assembles in an instant. Fold it, store it, or move it to another room. The Rendezvous assembles in 2 minutes with no tools. The Rendezvous Meeting Booth by SwiftSpace, designed with the future in mind.
Welcome back to Kitchener Panthers baseball on YouTube. It is Kitchener and Welland getting set for our first pitch just after 2 o'clock on a hot, sunny Sunday afternoon. Here is your lineup for the Welland Jackfish. Gio Morello patrolling center field. Jonah Weisner is over at third. Mateo Porcelato right field. Porcelato's an interesting story, too. A 5-game hitting streak. He hasn't stolen any bags in 5 straight games, which is very particular to me, considering he leads the league in that category. Robert Mullen is the catcher. Jake Sanford is your DH. Grayson Barrett is at first. Dawson Tweed at second. Brandon Hoope is in left field. And Tyler Dupuis is the shortstop. And they will be facing a guy that can pour on a lot of gas, Yadier Martinez.
Yeah, Martinez, he's got into 10 games this year. Started 9, 58 in the third innings. As you said, second in the league now in strikeouts, 73 Ks and 58 in the third innings. He brings the gas. 63 hits, 39 runs, a little higher than you would like to see. 37 of those runs being earned. That comes up to a 5.70 ERA. Only given up 1 triple this year on the year, 5 doubles. But again, the big thing for Martinez, keeping the ball in the park. He has been prone to the home run ball. I'm a little surprised that, as you said, he's going today and not yesterday down in Barrie, as Barrie's a little bit of a bigger park and Martinez being the fly ball pitcher that he is.
Of course, his last start came against Toronto in that 19-17 Week 7 of the NFL type of game. A 7-1 lead for the Panthers evaporated in just a matter of moments. A couple of 7-run innings for the Maple Leafs in that one. Of course, he only went 5 2/3 in that one. He got lit up in that 6th inning, but otherwise didn't look too bad.
No, he was cruising basically until the 6th inning. He ran into a little bit of trouble. I believe it was in the 2nd inning that game, where I think the first 2 runners were on base, and then there was a double play, a line-out double play, and then a caught stealing, if I remember correctly. But the 6th inning just unraveled for Martinez. Here's hoping for the Panthers that he can get back on track.
Yeah, he got the 1 out in the 6th, and then gave up a single, a double, walk, another single, another walk. And yeah, it just was not a pretty sight for Yadier Martinez in that one. Looking to right the ship here this afternoon against a red-hot Welland Jackfish team. Again, tops in the IBL. First pitch seen by Gio Morello is going to go inside for ball 1, and we are underway at 2:03.
Yeah, that might be just a little bit of a statement. Okay, Gio, I see you. You see me. I see you in your 339 average. Step off that plate a little bit.
Hits in 6 of his last 7 games. He has walked in 5 straight. So a guy that knows how to get on base. And that's what you like to see from a leadoff hitter.
Yeah, he's a real table setter for the Welland Jackfish. And, these top 5, 6 hitters for the Jackfish, all with averages over 300. That's a hefty feat in today's day.
Shouldn't be surprising from the top offense in the IBL. Here comes the 2-1, and that just misses outside.
A little outside there for all 3. As you said, Gio with walks in 5 straight. 1 hit by pitch on the year out for Gio, 19 strikeouts, 1 stolen base, 1 caught stealing. He's only hitting 1 double play. Of course, when you're the leadoff hitter, often not a lot of men on base.
That one's going to go right down Broadway for strike 2.
4 home runs for Gio on the year, 29 batted in. Sorry, I'm looking on the wrong stat line here. 3 home runs, 10 batted in for Gio. My mistake. 4 doubles.
Former Brantford Red Sox will send that one high into center field. Jet Jarvis will get underneath it. He'll make the catch.
Yeah, that's a good routine fly ball to Jet to lead off the game. You don't want Gio on.
Here comes Jonah Weisner, recent pickup of the Jackfish. Of course, from Mission, BC. Western Canadian Baseball League MVP in 2023, was also a member of the Quebec Capitals last year when they won the Frontier League championship.
So quite the resume for Jonah there.
You think about the offense that this Jackfish team can produce. Well, why don't we just go get a guy that is batting the way he's batting, an MVP kind of player. The rich get richer, as they say.
Oh, and Junior's just ejected.
Just got ejected. And now here comes Rick Boone to have a conversation.
You don't see that very often.
Junior is usually pretty calm, cool, and collected. You do not see that whatsoever, and
Junior did not like the ball called.
That is Justin Snively in behind home plate, folks. He is the crew chief. He throws out Junior Ibarra. And it's pretty interesting, too. You usually see maybe even a warning at this juncture of the ball game.
Yeah, the second batter of the game.
We're only 2 minutes in, folks, and we've already got an ejection.
If that's any way to say that this is going to be indicative of what's going on today, we're in for a wild ride, partner.
This is going to be interesting. Steve Cochran is your first base umpire. James Deacon is patrolling over at third. And now Rick Boone's got to find himself a new catcher to go in behind home plate.
Yeah, I thought maybe Burnside would go in.
Well, Burnside's out in right field. I would imagine that I don't actually see Burnside.
So it looks like somebody's walking out to right field now.
And of all the players to get thrown out this early into the ball game, when you have a strategy set, this is what you're looking to do for the game, second batter into the ball game, and the guy that's behind home plate that is, catching and, really they're the controller of the ball game, if you will, because they're the ones that are working with the pitcher to deliver the pitches. Just like that, you got to find yourself a new catcher.
Yeah, that's going to really throw a wrench in the plans for the Kitchener Panthers here. As we've talked about on many broadcasts, we call Junior the sheriff here because he does such a good job of controlling that running game and just blocking balls in the dirt, whether it be a wild pitch or something like that.
And this is something you don't see either. Usually you have general manager Mike Beamer having a quick conversation with Rick Boone coming onto the field.
Yeah, this is getting interesting here in Kitchener on a Sunday afternoon. Looks like maybe Jordan Carthy coming into the game. I saw Carthy grab a glove and start to stretch out a little bit.
Carthy's not usually a catcher.
No, I thought maybe Carthy would go out to right, though.
You know what? That's probably what it is. You're probably going to see Ryan Burnside coming behind.
So here comes Burnside.
Yeah, Burnside is going to be the new catcher.
Yeah. So Burnside will move from right field to catcher.
Wow.
And then, no, is that Burnside out in right field?
No, Burnside is number 55. He's the one in behind home plate.
Yeah, 55 is still out in right field. Burnside's still out in right field.
So is that one of the Murray twins? So it is Luke Murray that is in behind home plate. He will do the catching. He has done catching this year, so that does make sense. Sorry about that, folks. Usually, the catching equipment sometimes blocks numbers.
Yeah.
That is indeed number 35, Luke Murray.
Yes.
So Burnside will stay out in right field, and Luke Murray will now do the catching for Yadian Martinez.
So Murray will go in where Pare was.
How about that for a curveball to start this ball game?
Yeah, wild action to lead off this game against the Jackfish here. And when the Jackfish come to town, wild things often happen here, partner.
They tend to do, yes.
So it looks like we're going to get going here again.
So we continue on with the at-bat for Jonah Wisner. That one's taken outside, 2-0. So again, Junior Ibarra gets thrown out of this ball game after what appears to be him questioning the umpire with the balls and strikes, as Justin Snively gets a Bronx cheer from the crowd after that strike. It's a 2-1 count
Yeah,
here.
that's one way of saying it.
The delivery well inside. That's going to be a 3-1 count.
And Wisner, as you said, relatively new to the Jackfish. He's gotten into 12 games, 33 at-bats for him. Races a single there.
Yeah, puts that one right through the hole in between first and second for a base hit.
So you got to wonder what was said by Junior there, and how much that's going to affect how willing the Jackfish are to run today.
And what language, too.
Yes, and what...
Yeah, he is learning English. He has spent the winter here in Canada. Of course, he is trying to get his citizenship and, of course, learning the language. I've been able to speak with him a couple of times now, and he's picking it up.
That's good.
He's picking it up.
Improvements.
Just a calm, cool, and collected guy. Usually you see him all smiles, and then just like that, gets thrown out of the ball game two batters in.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever really seen him, do anything but smile.
Mm-hmm.
So something went on there. It's unfortunate for the Panthers because, as you said, that's going to just completely change how the Panthers call this game.
Yep. The 1-0, Porchelato over to second. Trying for the double play over to first and in time. 4-6-3 double play. Get the Panthers out of the inning, but a whole lot of storylines already here in this one as we head to the bottom of the first. No score between the Jackfish and the Panthers. We'll be back after this.
At Heathwood Homes, tradition means a lot. The reputation for quality, service, and customer care are all part of Heathwood's tradition. And that has made them the most successful new home builder. Thousands of people are now proud to be living in a Heathwood home in one of their many outstanding communities. And you can too. Visit Heathwood.com to learn more about their fabulous communities. With Heathwood, you'll be home at last.
The time is coming for us to get out and go again, to visit all the places we didn't know meant so much. But we're all going at our own speed. At Enterprise, peace of mind starts with our complete clean pledge, curbside rentals, and low-touch transactions. As more and more people hit the road, we're going the extra mile to help, connecting you to all the places you love. Enterprise.
Welcome back to Kitchener Panthers Baseball on YouTube. Here's the starting lineup for the Kitchener Panthers. There is a substitution already. We will get more on that in just a moment, but Spencer Ross will lead things off at second base. Jet Jarvis is in center field. Simon Grinberg is the left fielder. Raul Gonzalez, who has had himself one heck of a month of July, he is in the cleanup spot. Nick Parsons on a 17-game hitting streak is over at first in the 5 spot. Nolan Misa is the DH. Luke Murray is now the catcher. Junior Ibarra getting thrown out of the ball game in the top half of the inning. AJ Carosis is at third, and Ryan Burnside is in right field. As we'll welcome you back inside the ballpark as they take on Brandon Underhill.
Yeah, Brandon Underhill so far this year for the Jackfish, 4-1 record, 36 and a third innings, 27 Ks, only 5 walks. If that isn't the definition of stingy, I don't know what is.
And that one's going to go down Broadway for a strike. A little bit lower, but definitely just above the knees on that one.
10 runs, 7 earned for Underhill. If we thought Mizuki was stingy on Thursday night, Underhill even more so.
Niagara Falls native pitching in his home region. Niagara Falls, just about a 20-minute jaunt from Welland.
Give or take.
Depends on traffic. The 1-1. That one's well inside, 2-1. Now again on Pare getting thrown out. We were just watching the replay, and again the ejection happens almost immediately. Maybe about a 2-second difference between him catching the ball and the ejection. So Pare must have just said something quick that got under the skin of the home plate umpire, Justin Snively, and setting the tone here in this ball game. More importantly, here's the 3-1. That's going to go across for a strike. And again, that's the standard that you're going to be seeing in this game. And that's what umpires tend to do, is you want to try to establish that standard early on in a ball game, what the strike zone is, how you're going to be calling the game, as that one's going to be launched into foul territory. And I think for both teams, that's what you like to see. You want a standard being set because you want to know how you're going to play a game, what's going to be called, what's not going to be called.
Right. And as long as it's the same for both teams, they usually don't have a problem with it.
Exactly.
But the fact that Union got the hook, a batter and a pitch into the game.
It was a little shocking, to say the very least, as Spencer Ross gets struck out.
You know, most umpires will give you a little bit of leeway. You can kind of say, hey, I don't think that was a ball, or, oh, I don't know about that. But every umpire usually has 2 or 3 magic words. That is, as soon as you say one of those words,
that's it.
You get to go have a Gatorade a little bit earlier, and maybe Junior said one of those. We don't know.
So Jet Gervais now the batter. He's working center field today.
And Gervais, 284 on the season, no home runs, 10 RBIs for Gervais on this season.
The McGill University player is going to chop that one over to second base. Dawson Tweet will field it over to first and in time. 2 away.
4-3 if you're scoring at home. Gervais, of course, was the leadoff hitter here Thursday night in that number 2 spot today. Simon Grinberg, who was batting second last week, now in the number 3 spot today. 220 average, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs for Simon, but he's really been coming on for the Panthers lately.
Simon Grinberg.
12 games, 50 at-bats for Grinberg so far this year.
Kitchener, Ontario native, playing for his hometown team. As does a number of players on this Panthers roster, a whole lot of homegrown talents.
Right. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I would think that they've got to be near the top of the league for guys that are actually from here in Kitchener. It sure seems like it anyway.
I mean, that's kind of the mentality of this organization over the years. Grow the system from within.
Right.
It's what the Junior Panthers have done so well over the years. They've been able to grow that system, and it's turned into a feeder system for the senior team. Here's the 1-1, and that one's crushed. All the way back it goes, and Simon Grinberg has gone yard to make it 1-0 Kitchener. That is a no-doubter. Right to the house in right field.
Yeah. Grinberg hit that ball to the house, and he gets to come to the house because of it. What a shot from Grinberg. As we said, really heating up. That's a couple home runs in the last 10 days or so for Grinberg. It's good to see, take some of the pressure off of Gonzalez, off of Parsons, and just another bat that can lengthen this lineup for this Panthers offense.
Again, just batting, as you mentioned, 220 on the year, but that extends his hitting streak to 5 games and now has hits in 6 of his last 7 overall.
And just become a really productive piece of this Kitchener Panthers lineup. And you mentioned the Junior Panthers, a lot of people may forget that the Junior Panthers won the Ontario Limbs 2 years ago.
Yes, they did. Went to Halifax.
Exactly. Medaled there.
Yep.
unfortunately weren't able to win it all, but a great showing for them. It's
Yeah, and a number of these senior Panthers that are on this roster were part of that junior roster. Raul Gonzalez watches that one go outside, 1-2 count now against the Cuban shortstop.
and Gonzalez has been as hot as the weather has been lately. His bat has really, really peaked up here in July.
The 1-2 holds off on the swing, appeal over to first. They're going to say he didn't go around. Yeah, Gonzalez is going to get a whole lot of attention when it comes to IBL Player of the Month. The way he's been hitting lately, the way he's been just able to produce runs as well, as that one's chopped. Good grab there by Wisner over to first and scooped up in time. That will retire the side, but a home run from Simon Grenberg makes it 1-0 Kitchener as we head to the second. Stay with us. This is Kitchener Panthers Baseball on YouTube.
At Heathwood Homes, tradition means a lot. The reputation for quality, service, and customer care are all part of Heathwood's tradition, and that has made them the most successful new home builder. Thousands of people are now proud to be living in a Heathwood home in one of their many outstanding communities, and you can too. Visit heathwood.com to learn more about their fabulous communities. With Heathwood, you'll be home at last.
Welcome back to Kitchener Panthers Baseball on YouTube. There is your defensive alignment for the Kitchener Panthers. Grinberg, Gervais, and Burnside from left to right. AJ Carosis is over at third. Raul Gonzalez at short. Spencer Ross is over at second, and Nick Parsons takes his place over at first. In behind the plate right now is Luke Murray. Again, Junior Ibarra getting thrown out of the ballgame in the top half of the first. But Luke Murray is a pretty stout catcher in his own right as well. A call up from the Stratford team, and just a guy that can, take some of these reps off the plate of Ibarra, who basically had it taken from him by force here in this game, at least.
Right. I mean, Murray's done it in 5 games for the Panthers so far this year. 10 at-bats, 3 hits, 2 RBIs, and a walk. So, he won't be to the same quality as Junior, but not many people are. But he's not going to be a slouch by any means. The big difference is going to come in how he controls the base running for the Welland Jackfish. We all know the Jackfish like to swipe bags. So, Junior's kind of an equalizer there. So it'll be interesting to see how Luke handles that.
And that's going to be another big factor in this game. Junior, one of, if not the best defensive catcher in the IBL, just picks off guys at second like it's nothing. But now, with a team that is known for their base running, 70 for 86 on stolen bags this year are the Welland Jackfish, leading the IBL in that category. I'm curious what that does for their strategy moving forward in this game.
Well, you got to think that it's going to make them be a little more eager to run. I mean, Murray, as I said, he's only gotten into 4 games this year. A perfect 1,000 fielding percentage, so no errors. Junior has made 2, but Junior has 19 assists.
Fielded there by Carosis over to first, and they'll retire Robert Mullen.
But yeah, 19 assists for Junior from the catcher spot. That is outrageous.
That doesn't happen often.
No, that's some prime Pudge Rodriguez numbers right there.
That's a name you haven't heard in a while, folks.
Well, we're all about honoring history, the history of the game.
And a historic league like the IBL, history is in our blood, as that one's going to go inside for ball 1 on Jake Sanford.
Yeah. Historic league, listening to 90s R&B music. We've got it all here.
Didn't play any Genuine. I was a little upset about. I mean, Pony? Are you kidding me? That one's downstairs, 2-0.
Sanford's going to be looking to get on his pony and, maybe get an extra base hit, tie this game up for the Jackfish. Sanford hitting .367 on the year for the Jackfish.
That one's going to fly into center field. Gervais will get underneath it. Struts over, and he'll make the catch, 2 away.
And so something that I like from Martinez so far today, obviously he's allowed the 1 single, but that was erased on the double play. But, I know we're only in the second inning, but not a lot of deep counts so far.
Not a lot of deep counts at all. Not enough heat either. It's
No.
not like he's trying to blow the baseball away like you usually see from him. And that's how he gets a lot of his strikeouts. There's a lot of the heat all around the zone, hitting all the quadrants.
Right. He may be saving that for later on in the game. Those batters getting a little bit tired out here baking in the sun.
Trying a little bit more of a marathon rather than a sprint kind of mentality.
Exactly. Maybe, he wore down a little bit in the sixth inning last week against Toronto. We don't know, right? And again, as hot as it is today, as a pitcher, if you're constantly pumping it in there in the 90s or so, that takes a toll on your body as well. So save some of that energy because, yeah, it's a scorcher.
It is. Grayson Barrett facing an 0-2 count. Chopper. Ross comes over to field it, over to first, and they'll get the out. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Yadier Martinez. We head to the bottom of the second here at Jack Couch. Still 1-0 Kitchener.
At Heathwood Homes, tradition means a lot. Their reputation for quality, service, and customer care are all part of Heathwood's tradition. And that has made them the most successful new home builder. Thousands of people are now proud to be living in a Heathwood home in one of their many outstanding communities. And you can too. Visit heathwood.com to learn more about their fabulous communities. With Heathwood, you'll be home at last.
Welcome back to Jack Couch Park as we take a look now at the defensive alignment for the Welland Jackfish, one of the best, if not the best, defenses in the IBL. That's an understatement to say the very least. Tyler Dupuis has really impressed me. He'll get my vote as a first-team all-star at shortstop because, of course, I can't vote for Raul Gonzalez myself. But Brandon Hoope, Gio Morello, and Mateo Porcelato out in the outfield from left to right. Wisner, the aforementioned Dupuis, Tweet, and Barrett patrolling the infield from left to right. And Robert Mullen is catching Brandon Underhill.
And I remember when the Jackfish were here 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago or so, and Tyler Dupuis just put on an absolute clinic at shortstop that night, robbing at least 2 or 3 hits. Some of with runners in scoring position as well. So he's played a great shortstop for the Jackfish so far this year.
And defense has kind of been their calling card. When you look at their lineup, you look at their starting rotation, you look at their pitching depth, you're not seeing a whole lot of strikeouts. As I mentioned off the top, 243 strikeouts, nothing to sneeze at, but that's tied for 6th in the IBL. Right. A little bit surprising. It jumps out off on the page for a first-place team when they're tied for 6th when it comes to strikeouts amid their pitching staff in the league. So that tells me that their defense has come up big for them time and time and time again. And the few times that we've gotten to see them this season, they've been really showing why.
Yeah, and I mean, I've said it all over and over again so far this year. Pitching and defense wins championship. Underhill today, coming into today with a 1.73 ERA, 36 and a third innings.
That was cued off the inside of the bat. That goes a long way, though, for Nick Parsons, and about 2 feet in front of the warning track. The catch will be made by Gio Morello.
Yeah, Parsons just got under that one a little bit. I think the wind aided that a little bit as well, but he did get under it and just missed that one. But as I was saying before, Underhill, 36 and a third innings, only 27 Ks, so less than a K an inning. You wouldn't expect that for a guy with a 1.73 ERA. You think he'd be mowing them down.
Of course, an alum of Brock University. That one goes across for strike one. Hearing he might get into some behind-the-scenes stuff this fall. At least I know somebody that's trying to get him into that route. So see what happens for Mr. Underhill this fall. But he's still got a lot of baseball to pitch here in the IBL this season.
Absolutely. Now he faces Nolan Misa. Misa with a 257 average. He's got himself into 24 of the 30 Panthers games so far this year, 74 at-bats.
Chopper by Misa. Fielded here by the third baseman, Wisner, over to first and in time, 2 away.
So now here comes Luke Murray, and what would have been Junior's spot here. So, as you mentioned, Mark, Luke Murray, a call-up from the Stratford area juniors, and again, hitting 300 in his limited at bats for the Panthers this year, so no slouch with the bat by any means.
Can be a game controller as well. We have seen him play out in the outfield as he flies that one into left field. It goes all the way back to the warning track. He circles around the bags and gets to second base standing up.
Perfect. Nice job by Luke Murray there. Little inside out swing. Took what Underhill gave him and lined that off the wall for a stand-up double.
Adversity produces opportunity for Luke Murray in that sense. Comes in, didn't think that he was going to be getting into this ball game today, and he gets on with a base hit. And that can kind of maybe clear a guy's mind at the same time too. Is just, you just have to go in there and make contact.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have a lot of time to sit there and think about, oh, I'm facing so and so on the mound today. This guy's had my number so far. You kind of worry about it. It gets in your head a little bit. But when you're called into action just like that, well, you don't have time to think.
Nope, just produce.
Exactly. Luke has done that so far today.
AJ Caros is now the batter, swinging that baby blue bat. Faces a 1-1 count here now.
And AJ, I know we've talked about this the last few games. It's just been really, really productive for the Panthers. It's nice to see somebody who's come up through the ranks of the Panthers here. And yeah, he's really, really starting to show that he belongs here with the senior club.
Fouls that one off. And AJ has been in and out of the lineup over the last couple of seasons as a junior call-up. Gets, a couple of reps here and there in the last couple of seasons. Now, a full-time member on this roster and, still kind of in and out of the lineup, but getting a lot more production this year. As he will fly that one into center field. It's going a long way back, and it goes against the fence. Circling around third is Murray. He's coming home. 2-0 Kitchener.
Yeah, what a swing by AJ Carosis there. Hitting that to the deepest part of the ballpark for a stand-up double. Really, really good short, compact swing. Scoring Murray. The only thing that I can say about that wasn't done well by the Panthers, Murray forgot how many outs there were. He went back to tag up on that, which, again, great if there's no or one out, but there's 2 outs there. So, but no matter, came in to score anyway, and AJ gets his RBI.
So Ryan Burnside will now come in, the right fielder. And he has been producing quite a bit as well lately. A guy that's deeper in the lineup, but a guy that does tend to come up big in some big situations, if you will.
Yeah, Burnside this year hitting .224 on the season, 2 home runs, 12 RBIs. But now that he's starting to get more playing time, you're starting to see him become more comfortable. 20 games for the Panthers this year, 58 at-bats, 13 hits, 4 doubles, 11 walks. Really nice to see.
The 1-1, Wheat will field it over to first, and in time, that'll do it. But another run comes in to score. It's 2-0 Kitchener over the Welland Jackfish as we head to the third inning here at Jack Couch. Stay with us. This is Kitchener Panthers Baseball on YouTube.
The time is coming for us to get out and go again, to visit all the places we didn't know meant so much. But we're all going at our own speed. At Enterprise, peace of mind starts with our complete clean pledge, curbside rentals, and low-touch transactions. As more and more people hit the road, we're going the extra mile to help. connecting you to all the places you love. Enterprise.
Welcome back to Kitchener Panthers baseball on YouTube. Bottom of the order due up here for the Welland Jackfish, who are trailing Kitchener 2-0.
Yeah, who would have had that on their bingo card going into today? I mean, still a long way to go in this game. But Martinez for the Panthers has just been mowing these Jackfish down so far. 22 pitches through the first 2 innings.
That's 11 pitches per inning on average. As that's going to go across for strike one on Dawson Tweets.
Yeah, if you can live in that 11, 12 pitches per inning, you're living right. They always say you don't want more than about 15, 16 per inning. So coming in at 11 per inning, that's remarkable for Yadian so far.
0-1 deliver down and outside, 1-1.
And Dawson Tweed hitting 292 for the Jackfish coming in today. He's gotten into 25 of their games, 1 home run, 11 RBIs.
And he'll get on with a base hit.
Yeah, that'll add to the average. Solid single up the middle for Dawson Tweed there.
Left fielder number 21, Brandon Coupe.
Of course, a former Western Canadian League player from Russell, Manitoba, Dawson Tweet. Brandon Hoope now the batter, patrolling left field today.
Coupe hitting 245 for these Jackfish. He's also gotten into 25 games for them, 3 home runs, 18 RBIs, 10 walks.
Another Western Canadian kind of player. The throw to second and in time.
Oh.
And fans not too thrilled about that one, at least one section of the fans here at Jack Couch today.
Yeah, we do have a lot of Jackfish fans here in the
Hey,
crowd.
they travel.
They do. Credit to the Jackfish fans. They travel. That looked like an awfully close play. Good throw by Murray. Really nice throw down. To the second base side a little bit. Just looked like it tailed on him. But, Tweet got in there. And it was a bang-bang play either way.
Got a good jump on the pitch. And now there's a runner in scoring position. Welland hitting 283 with runners on base. 269 with runners in scoring position.
So we'll see if Yadian can counteract that here.
The 1-0 swing and a miss.
You see there was a little extra on that pitch there.
A little bit extra.
Now
the gas is going to start to be turned up here by Yadian.
Exactly. Now that there's a runner in scoring position and we're into the 3rd inning. Okay, you've seen me in first gear. Now we're going to put it up into 3rd.
The 1-1, well outside. Good protection there from Murray.
Yeah, really nice block there. And what I like there is Murray didn't try to stab at it on the backhand. Because when that happens, nothing good generally happens when you do that.
No.
He shifted his whole body, got over, made himself big, and just smothered that ball.
Well, that's what you need to do.
Nice breaking ball there.
Beautiful, and gets him to swing at it. 2-2 count here on Hoope.
Yeah, we might see some more gas here.
And he's been working all around just at this at bat, so maybe up in heat.
I would think so.
That one's going to be put up high, deep to center field, all the way back, and it is going to go. Brandon Hoope ties the game with one swing of the bat.
Yeah. Off the bat, I did not think that was going to go. I thought it was going to be a deep fly ball to center field. That ball just had some top spin on it and just kept carrying to the deepest part of Jack Couch Park here. Nice shot for Hoope.
Is our center field camera okay?
That's Hoope's 4th home run of the year. 20th RBI as well.
So just like that, we are squared up at 2 runs apiece. Doesn't take long for the Jackfish to get back into it, that's for sure. That offense is too potent to keep them off the board for this long, as there is a strike one here on Tyler Dupuis.
That's a very potent offense, but as we talked about at the top of the broadcast, Mark, Martinez victimized by the long ball yet again.
Mm-hmm. It's this hitter-friendly ballpark, as that's going to fly Left center, Gervais gets underneath it. He'll make the catch.
And a routine fly ball there for an F8.
Center fielder
Brings
number
us up to the
one,
top of the
Gio
order
Morello.
for Gio Morello for the Jackfish, who also flew out to Jarvis to start the game.
And just to touch back on that home run, of course, Brandon Hoope hits a home run with a runner in scoring position. That is the 11th home run for the Jackfish in that department with runners in scoring position. For the Kitchener Panthers, they have now given up 20 long bombs with a guy at least on second base.
Wow.
And with runners aboard, that's now the 30th home run they have given up this year with a guy on base.
And that's why
Compartmentalize that. That is the 49th home run given up by the Kitchener Panthers this season. That is last in the IBL. Here's the 1-0. That one's going to go across for a strike. So keep that in mind. 40 of the 49 home runs given up now by the Kitchener Panthers this season, 30 of them have been with a man on board. Not a recipe for success, to say the very least, because that turns one run into two, possibly three, a couple of grand slams given up this year as well. That has been the Achilles heel of this Panthers squad this season.
That's almost 60% of the home runs given up with guys in scoring position. You know, again, part of it is the park that they play in, but part of it is you just got to execute your pitches as well, too.
Mm-hmm. So it's a 2-2 count here on Gio Morello. Again, hits in 6 of his last 7.
And the Panthers are hoping that reinforcements are on the way in that department, the pitching department.
The 2-2 swing and a miss. They got him. That'll bring up Jonah Wisner.
That's Martinez's first K of the day.
Doesn't happen often. He's only a couple shy of the man from Barrie who has taken the top spot in the IBL in that category. That is, I want to say, there's too many players that have done so well on the pitching staff. Cesar Rosado for the Barrie Baycats. Of course, Frank Garces has had a heck of a year as well for the...
He always does.
Yeah, for the Barrie Baycats. And again, that I think is the Achilles heel for the Jackfish. That's going to be the team to beat this year. If you're the Jackfish, is get by Barrie, because they have had their number in 2 straight games.
Right.
But then again, Barrie has had the number of a number of teams in the IBL, namely the Kitchener Panthers, who just can't seem to get it by the Baycats this year.
Right. And, you know, those top 4 teams in the league, Barrie, Welland, London, Guelph, they're starting to see some separation from those top 4 teams to the bottom 5 teams with 10 to 14 games to go in the regular season, depending on which team you are.
Now we'll take a look at the standings after the next break. Here's the 1-2. That one's outside, 2-2. But you're absolutely right, partner. Just as a little bit of a teaser there, it's a big separation. The haves and the have-nots, if you will, when it comes to the IBL and home field advantage in that first round of the playoffs. Here's the 2-2. Just missing upstairs.
And, you know, the home field advantage is so big because, you know, everybody who runs a club here in the IBL, they know what they've got. They know what their team is, and they build the team towards their strengths. So if you don't have that home field advantage, especially in that first round there, you're at a real disadvantage.
3-2 sent flying all the way back, and that's going to go against the wall. Circling around to second, standing up is Wisner, and the Jackfish have another man on board.
And a really nice play by Jet Jarvis there. He tracked that ball really, really well off the bat. Covered quite the distance. You know, we're not the major league, so we don't have the StatCast sprint speed and the distance covered by Jet Jarvis there, but I thought he was going to get to it. Really, really good read. Got it off the wall, off the one hop bit, was able to barehand it and keep Wisner in at second with a stand-up double. Otherwise, Wisner might be standing on third.
Mateo Porcelato now the batter. Hit into a 4-6-3 double play his last time up. Gets a piece of that, goes against the fence.
Porcelato, 325 on the year, 6 homers, 19 driven in. But as you mentioned, leading the league in stolen bags, but has been stuck in park the last few. We'll see what happens with this at bat. Of course, as you said, grounded into the double play last time, so didn't have the chance to take off.
That one's going to pick the bottom corner for a strike.
Yeah, that's a nice call there. Whether Murray and Yadian working in sync there. Breaking ball blown away on the outside rail. Really nice pitch selection.
Couple of checks over. The 0-2 just missing outside, 1-2.
I like that call again. You got the call. You went out there on the 0-1 pitch and got the call to make it 0-2. So you tried to go out there a little bit more, just a little outside. It was a ball, but why not see if Porcelado would go chasing? That's a good call. And I might triple up on that pitch.
Well, see if he does. The 1-2
He
is
did.
fouled off. He
He
did
did.
indeed.
Porcelado, see, but now Porcelado's getting onto it and he's getting a piece of it. So if I'm the Panthers, I'm abandoning that pitch, at least right now anyway.
This is one of those longer at bats that Yadian cannot afford, really.
No,
If you're throwing that much heat, you can't get into these long counts and these long at bats.
I'd go high inside with the heat here.
Check over. Couple of looks over to second. That one goes inside, but down low. Murray blocks it.
Nice block by Murray. Again, shifting his body, getting his entire body behind the ball, not letting Weisner even think about going from second to third. That 90 feet really, really, really makes a difference.
See if he comes with the heat. Chopper. That one's going to go foul. And the at bat continues.
Yeah, a really good at bat by Porcelado here. Martinez, he's given up the 2-run home run, he's given up the double, but we remarked at the top of the inning how efficient he was in the first 2 innings, laboring a little bit this inning here, pitch count wise.
See what he does here with the 2-2 again. That one's going to hit Porcelado. So he'll take first base.
That's his 6th time he's been hit by a pitch this year.
And that long at bat,
Robert Mullen.
not the way you want to finish it if you're Yadian Martinez right there.
No, definitely not. Putting 2 on for the cleanup hitter, Robert Mullen. Mullen grounded out to third to lead off the second inning.
And he's already up to 50 pitches, is Yadian.
So almost 30 pitches this inning.
It's been a tough one for him, of course. Started off with the single. Brendan Hoope drove in, Tweet on the home run. Couple of outs, then a double, and now a hit by pitch. Swing and a miss. Bit of a half swing there by Mullen.
A little bit, yeah. I'm looking down on the Panthers bullpen. Nobody warming up.
No, I think it's one of those innings where you let Yadian get out of it and see if he can recover in the next inning or so.
Right, but I mean, there comes a time where you just can't put that much wear and tear on a guy's arm, too. This is going to be the 30th pitch of the inning.
Chopper, that one's going to go into left field. Circling around third is Weisner. Coming home, and he'll come in to score. The Jackfish have the lead.
And Mullen poking an RBI single out in the left field there. Weisner in to score from second. Porcelado moving from first to second.
And what this does, too, is now Porcelado is on second, and he's got the free bag over at third. Does he attempt the steal here?
I don't think so.
No.
Not with 2 outs.
With 2 outs.
Not with 2 outs and a left-handed hitter up to bat. Murray's got that clear line down to third base. I mean, Porcelado's got the speed to come in from second on a single. If there was 1 out or no outs, I could maybe see it, but I don't think so with 2 outs.
Jake Sanford is the DH today. Takes his spot here.
And Sanford flew out to center in the second inning.
Swing and a miss for strike 1.
That was a pretty big swing from Sanford there. He was looking to add on to his 1 homer this year. Was trying to make that 2.
What a story Sanford is. Of course, former New York Yankees draft pick. Made it to high A ball in 2021. The 1-1 outside, 2-1.
You ever gone down to watch any of those lower minor league games, A-ball, AA?
I haven't been able to myself. I get quite busy.
Right. Yes, you do. I went years ago. It was 2008. I was working down in the States at a camp teaching baseball, and they gave us tickets to go see the Birmingham Mets.
That one goes through the gap. Here comes Porchelato in to score, and it'll make it 4-2 Welland.
Another RBI single there. See, I'd like to see a mound visit here if you're the Panthers. You've had 3 straight 2-out hits that have led to runs.
And I think that's exactly what we're going to get here. As here comes Rick Boone coming out to the bump to have a word with his Cuban starter. And just a word on Sanford one more time here. There is a story on him on sportsnet.ca. You basically just have to search Jake Sanford baseball. It's the second thing that comes up. And talks all about the article's titled Picking Up the Pieces. It's by David Singh. It's a remarkable story. He's trying to get back to the show. He's trying to get back into the professional game, as Yadian's going to stay in the game here. Once a promising prospect in the Yankee system, lost his big league dreams due to addiction. Now he's working to get back into that conversation where he can be a professional player. Comes here to Welland, trying to get some at-bats in, get his swing back, and get back into the swing of things, if you will. And, of course, try to advance to that next level and climb back up into the conversation to be a professional player once again.
Yeah, good for Jake. Hopefully it works out for him. After today.
After today. He can go 0 for the rest of the game. That would be nice.
Yep.
But, again, that would be speaking as a fan. We're not fans in this broadcast booth. We are merely broadcasters.
Right.
The 1-0 is going to be fouled away.
It
might be fun to call it as a fan, but
it might be.
I call it for multiple different teams. If I sound like a fan for I'm just a fan of baseball.
Right. Yes. As am I. And as I was saying before, we got to go to this Birmingham Mets game, a AA game.
Okay.
And man alive, it was a riot that night.
Swing and a miss there from Barrett.
I couldn't tell you who won or anybody who played in the game. I was watching over a bunch of campers. But man, it was just a riot. All kinds of activities, good atmosphere. I remember, concession prices being reasonable.
Okay.
So if you ever have a chance to go check it.
Hot dogs?
Oh, I don't remember.
The 2-2, 1-2 rather, swing and a miss for strike 3. So they strand a pair, but the Welland Jackfish come back with 4 in the third. They take a 4-2 lead as we head to the bottom of the third. Stay with us.
It's a new season of baseball, and with that comes new merchandise in the Jack Couch Park merchandise tent and online store. Make sure to check out our huge selection of new wearables to cheer on your team. We have replica jerseys, jackets, pullovers, hats, scarves, and blankets for those chilly evening games. Our shops have all different sizes to choose from, and we will try our best to fit you with Panthers authorized gear. Make sure to check us out at our merchandise tent at the front gate when you enter into the park, or visit our shop online at KitchenerPanthers.com and click on Shop. We want our fans to wear our gear proud and loud and cheer on your Panthers.
Welcome back to Kitchener Panthers Baseball on YouTube. There you see the IBL standings as it stands today, coming into today, rather. There are 4 games in the IBL today. We'll get to the out-of-town scoreboard in just a little bit. But you take a look, we alluded to it before, kind of that have and have not separation between 4th and 5th, home field versus not getting home field in the first round of the playoffs. A 5-game difference between Guelph and Chatham-Kent. But how about that race for the top spot in the IBL? London's 4 back. Pare and Welland seems more and more like that's going to be the conversation to the end of the year of who is going to get first place. Can Pare catch Welland? A big part of that is going to come this coming week as Welland and Pare have a home-and-home next Thursday and Friday. Not to mention, Welland also has to go into London to resume that game from June 21st on Tuesday night. They got a busy week ahead.
Yeah, that's a really, really busy week for the Jackfish. A really taxing week as well. Um, Welland does have a game in hand on Barry, so I could take that from a 2.5 game lead to a 3 game lead. Those games in hands are huge this time of year.
And then, of course, you look at the bottom of the standings for the Kitchener Panthers, a game and a half up on Brantford for last place in the IBL. That Tuesday game here in Kitchener is going to be huge in determining who is going to get into the playoffs.
Absolutely. Panthers having a game in hand on the Red Sox. Panthers currently losing today 4-2 in the bottom of the third. Again, a lot of game left in today's game. But yeah, Tuesday, that's going to be must-see TV. If you can't make it down to the ballpark, definitely tune in on YouTube to catch that one.
It's going to be a wild one for sure, as that's strike one on the batter here in Spencer Ross.
I mean, the Panthers currently sitting in 8th spot, just behind the Maple Leafs.
And Spencer Ross will get on base. He has now reached base in 12 straight ball games, has Spencer Ross.
Great to see another option for the Panthers as well. You can really put him anywhere in the lineup. You can bat him first. You can bat anywhere in that first 3, really. And then I like him down in the lower spots as well, too.
Or he can kind of be that faux leadoff guy in the 9-hole.
Act as that, faux leadoff guy. Turn the lineup over.
So bring up Jet Gervais with the man on board. Bunts that one foul. And again, back on Ross for a moment. Doesn't actually technically qualify as a hitter when it comes to the league stats. On the main IBL website, they need a minimum 3.1 plate appearances per team game. He hasn't reached that plateau as of yet, despite being in his 25th game of the season.
So it's interesting that you say that, Mark. Again, he's been playing well of late. He really has. But do you think this is maybe why Spencer Ross is hitting at the top of the order today? Maybe sneak out another at-bat or 2 and potentially bring that average up?
It's possible. Again, 3.1, you get in maybe 4, maybe a 5th at-bat if the game is going very well for you. Then you get into that conversation where you're among those players, as that's going to be lined into right center field, and Ross will circle the bags over to third.
Yeah, great hit by Jet Gervais there. Really good base running by Spencer Ross, who was off on the move on the pitch. Saw that Jet line that weakly out into right center field. Ross instinctively knew that ball was not going to be caught. Wasn't going to have to turn around. Didn't even really break stride. Slowed down just a little bit and allowed him to get into third base standing up rather easily.
So Jet Gervais now 1 for 2, and this will bring up Simon Grinberg, who homered his last time up.
Yeah, it'd be nice for another homer here, but the Panthers would settle for a base hit or a walk, anything just to keep this lineup, the line going, especially with your big boys and Gonzalez and Parsons lurking.
Simon Grinberg will take the first pitch outside for ball 1. Brandon Underhill still on the mound. The 1-0. Chopper right at Underhill. A runner will come in to score. That one's booted into the outfield and over to third, sliding in, and he is safe. Jet Gervais gets into third safely, and a run comes in to score.
Yeah, so Ross is going to come in to score. Gervais going to third. Grinberg gets into first there.
And that's a heads-up play by Jet Gervais, because that breaks up a potential double play.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, of course, just a little meeting on the mound here. Part of this probably just to settle Underhill down. Maybe a little bit to see if Underhill's okay. That ball looks like it glanced off his glove.
That was a hot shot.
It was. So this could be a dual-purpose meeting here. Nonetheless, the Panthers score a run and cut the deficit from a 4-2 to a 4-3 deficit with runners on the corners, nobody out for the heart of the lineup.
Raul Gonzalez due up.
course,
here for the Kitchener Panthers.
Gonzalez grounded out 5-3 to end the top of the first inning.
You know he'd love to get that hitting streak extended a bit and maybe add a few more ribbies onto his July total.
If he could happen to find the outfield trees here, we'd hear a pop like Rock Hogan in WrestleMania 18 in the Sky Dome.
That's a big pop, folks. That one's under the knees.
I was up in the 500s and the floor was shaking.
I'll be going there for Blink 182 next month
So will I.
myself. And that's actually on a Panthers game day, so you won't hear us on August 15th, as that one's going to be launched into left center. Strutting home, here comes Gervais, and over to third goes Grinberg, and we, just like that, are tied at 4.
Really good base running by Simon Grinberg there. Great at bat by Gonzalez to line that into center field for an RBI double.
First baseman for 80.
I like that Grinberg didn't even hesitate. Knew he could get first to third, which meant Gonzalez knew that he didn't have to break stride and get into second, because they're likely not going to throw the ball into second. If anything, if the Jackfish are going to do anything, they're going to try to cut down that lead run over at third base. So that allowed Gonzalez to not have to break stride, make it into second base rather easily. Good heads-up base running by the Panthers this inning.
And this will bring up Nick Parsons, who will foul that one.
And Parsons flew out to center to lead off the second for the Panthers. He just got underneath of it and just missed a home run himself in the the bottom of the second, rather.
That one goes in. Count is 1-1 now.
So if you're Nick Parsons here, the Jackfish, we brought the corners in halfway. The middle infield's playing back. You're Parsons, you're just trying to shoot this ball to right field or center field.
And he's going to send that one into left center. It's actually playable here in shallow left, and it'll be caught there by Dupuis for the first out of the inning.
That brings up Nolan Misa. Misa had a ground out to the third baseman in the second inning as well. But again, Misa's been having some very productive at-bats for the Panthers of late. Be really nice for the Panthers if Misa could drive this runner in from third base with nobody, or now one out, sorry. But now you see the Jackfish bring the infield in. Interesting.
Very curious on that one, that's for sure. I'm wondering if they're thinking a bunt, perhaps, as that one's going to go across for strike one just on the outside.
Yeah, maybe. Or, it could be a mind.
Again, Misa's got speed, and
He does, yes. It could be a mind tactic, too. As a hitter, you see that infield coming in. You start to grip that bat a little tighter.
there's a swing and a miss for strike 2. And again, Misa, not necessarily at this level in particular, but a guy that hit .349 for the University of Waterloo this past season.
A really
Toronto
good.
Mets alum. The 0-2, swing and a miss, strike 3.
Underhill doing his best work here this inning with 2 runners in scoring position and nobody on.
Next to number 25, Pare.
Of course, with runners in scoring position and 2 out, the Panthers hitting .282 on the season.
Very respectable.
5 home runs. The other way for Welland, they're pretty stingy. Opponents are only hitting .197 against them in that same situation, as that goes across for a strike.
That is stingy.
25 for .127 coming into today.
I remember last year the Panthers did such a good job hitting with runners in scoring position and 2 outs. I think they were close to .350 or so.
At least. That one's downstairs, 1-1. Well, and that's where you need to find the bats that were doing the job for you last year. You need to fill in those gaps.
Right.
Again, there's no Andy Leader, there's no Liam Wilson. Raul Gonzalez is back. He was one of their primetime hitters a year ago. Nick Parsons is fitting in nicely, filling in some of that production. The 1-1, that's going to go across for a strike.
Yeah,
And the production has been there for the most part this
Right.
year for the Panthers. Again,
especially after those first 2 weeks or so.
absolutely. Had to find their groove, but finding their finding to be on the wrong side of the ledger more often than not this year, despite some of the offense they've been able to produce. That's a foul tip. Goes into the glove for strike 3, and that'll do it. Pair of runs coming to score. It's 4-4 as we head to the 4th here at Jack Couch. Stay with us.
Hey, Mr. Ricky.
Boys, I want you to meet someone. Outstanding athlete, the former second lieutenant in the United States Army, and your new second baseman, Jackie Robinson.
Hi, gentlemen.
Et maintenant va tomber Royaux. And now batting for the Royals, le deuxième but, the second baseman, Jackie Robinson. Quatrième manche, 4th inning.
Record numbers of cheering Montrealers helped Jackie Robinson break baseball's color bar that year. He never forgot the city that launched his journey to baseball's Hall of Fame.
Welcome back to Kitchener Panthers baseball on YouTube as Shabuzi plays its way through the speaker system here at Jack Couch. We are in for a good one. We've had a lot of storylines to work through here in the early goings of this ball game. We are through 3. It is 4-4, Jackfish and the Panthers.
Yeah, it's been a doozy so far. Panthers came out to a 2-0 lead early. Jackfish scored 4 in the top of the 3rd to take a 4-2 lead. Panthers answered with 2 in the bottom of the 4th to tie this game. Of course, Junior Pare being ejected 2 batters into the game for the Panthers as well. If you tuned in late, you've missed a lot already, but we're happy that you're tuning in now.
60 pitches into this game for Yadier Martinez
So
at a lengthy 3rd inning.
38 pitches in that 3rd inning.
He stepped off there for a moment.
Late time called by Dawson Tweet there. I don't think Yadier liked that one bit.
Delivery, and that's a hot shot down the right field line, and that's going to go all the way against the fence. Circling around to second, and he'll get in there standing up.
And it's Tweet's second hit of the game. He led off the top of the 3rd with a single, and now he's got the double. So halfway to the cycle if you're Dawson Tweet. And only 2 at-bats, of course. We've talked about it a couple times here. The triple is going to be the hardest one to get in this pair.
Absolutely. You got to get it to the 320 sign in the corner.
Yeah, and have it roll, kick right. It's about the only way it's going to happen here.
Brandon Hoope now the batter. Again, the Welland Jackfish, they don't have a home run in their last 3 games, despite still leading the league. Last time they were in this ballpark, though, they sent 6 over the fence. They've already sent 1 over the fence here today.
Courtesy of
Brandon Hoope, who is up to bat now.
Look at that foreshadowing.
A little bit of foreshadowing. Are you Freddie foreshadowing?
Grade 12 English did us well.
Yes, they did. As that's going to be in on the hands, but gets enough power to drop into left field. Over to third play. No, as he gets in there. Dawson Tweet comes in and is 90 feet away from scoring.
Yeah, so Coupe flared one out to left field there. I couldn't quite see.
And it just goes to show the power that Coupe is able to bring as well. As again, that pitch was more in on the hand. Maybe got it in a little bit lower on the bat, on the swing, but still had enough power to actually get it into the outfield.
Yeah, you could tell that was off the handle. First glance, it was a powerful swing, so Grinberg kind of froze and took a step back and then was like, uh-oh, this is going to jump and this is going to fall in front of me. But again, the swing definitely fooled him a little bit there.
That's a free 90 for Brandon Hoope as he gets the stolen bag.
And nice play by Luke Murray to block that ball in the dirt. You know, Hoope was going on the pitch anyway, but it keeps Tweet at third base.
Tyler Dupuis, of course, flew out in the last inning. The 1-0, swing and a miss.
Big swing from Dupuis there. He's got 2 home runs on the year, hitting .265 for the Jackfish. And again, solid all-around ball player, but his value really comes from his glove.
Absolutely. The defense that he can come up with at shortstop, we have seen a number of plays this season. The 1-1 swing and a miss. Of course, Dupuis, another hometown kid for the Welland Jackfish, actually from St. Catharines, so just up the highway.
Yep.
Third IBL season, golf management major actually at Methodist University.
I remember I wanted to take that course.
Hey, Guelph has a good one. The 1-2, and that just misses on the outside edge.
Just missed the outside rail there, but that's a good pitch from Martinez. Even if it gets put in play, likely not going to do much with that. Gonzalez really in on the grass here for the Panthers.
The delivery, the 2-2 is going to be popped up. Gervais, long run, and he'll call off his man to make the catch and throws it back into the infield, not deep enough to drive in Tweets.
Yeah, Tweed had to respect Jarvis's arm there. So that's Dupuis' second fly out to Jarvis this game. Brings up Gio Morello, who's got a strikeout and a fly out to Jarvis as well here.
For signing deadline is coming up 11
tomorrow night, isn't it?
11:59 tomorrow night is the signing deadline. If you have extra space, you get an extra 24 hours as well to sign a guy that you might have released.
Right.
So
the transaction page will be hopping when we're on here on Tuesday. Well, when I'm on here on Tuesday.
When you're on here on Tuesday, I'll be calling the game in Guelph, partner. It's what happens when you call games for multiple teams and a rain delay game gets scheduled on the same day as another game you're already scheduled to call. Yeah, it's a little bit of schedule balancing, if you will. It happens.
Again, a working man's league.
Exactly. That one goes across for strike one.
Conflicts happen from time to time. As Mark said in the last thing, neither one of us will be here on the August 15th game.
We're working to find somebody.
We are. It'll be a guest appearance. Who it is, stay tuned.
That's a tease and a half.
That is.
The 1-1 upstairs, 2-1. Although if there are any fellow IBL broadcasters listening to this one and you do want to fill in on August 15th, shoot me a message. You have my contact information.
We'll get you hooked up with the right people.
Exactly.
Come work with our amazing crew of volunteers here who, again, would not be able to put on these broadcasts without them. So thank you.
Absolutely. The 2-1, that goes in for a strike.
That's a really nice pitch by Yadi in there, too. The deeper Yadian goes into this game, you can see more and more gas starting to come out of that right arm. He's really, really good for the Panthers if he could strand these runners.
He's in 72 pitches now, working on number 73 here. And that's going to be sent high, deep to left field, all the way back, and against the fence it goes. It's a home run. That one goes yard for Gio Morello, a 3-run home run. And just like that, the Welland Jackfish are back on top.
Yeah, Gio Morello lifted and separated on that pitch. Grinberg tracked it all the way to the wall, but just ran out of room, unfortunately, for the Panthers. Morello's 4th home run of the year and his 13th RBI.
Yeah, you go back to that game on June 24th, 6 homers by the Welland Jackfish, leading the league in that category coming into today, 36 homers. They've only given up 19 long balls.
Wow, almost a 2-to-1 ratio.
That one's going to be lined into right field, and Jonah Weisner will get on.
Weisner's on for the 3rd time today. A pair of singles and a double. That'll add to his .364 average on the year.
Just a great piece of hitting from Weisner in all 3 of his at-bats here today. Matteo Porcelato will now get on, and you talk about a good piece of batting. His last appearance, he was hit by a pitch after a lengthy at-bat.
Yeah, really good at-bat by Porcelato in the 3rd inning. Of course, had the 4-6-3 ground out for the double play to end the top of the first. The Panthers would love a 4-6-3 double play ball here. Get out of this, trailing only 7-4.
Yadian delivers. Throw over to second and in for the stolen. No, he got him. It looked like he got ahead, but he gets punched out. Does Jonah Wisner.
So that's a CS 2-6 for those of you scoring at home. It's now a 1-0 count to Portulato. Nobody on, 2 out.
That one's going to be knocked right in for Ross. Over to first and not. Oh, it gets by Nick Parsons. And it goes toward the Jackfish dugout.
Yeah, that was a odd play all around. Nice job by Spencer Ross to corral the hop. It was one of those in-between hops. It looks like it maybe hit the lip of the grass right in front of him. And then Ross, knowing he's got to uncork a quick throw to get Portulato, who really hustles down the line, unfortunately wasn't able to get him.
So Portulato gets on base, and here comes Robert Mullen. It's going to be called an E4 on the throw.
I like that call.
Got a stout scorekeeper here today. Actually spends his time during the fall and winter times working for Brock University. So we're definitely not homers whatsoever. We got some Welland content, some Niagara region content here in this broadcast booth today.
That's right.
The 1-0, that one misses.
So Mullen had the single in the third inning, brought in a run.
Throw over to second, and he's safe.
Yeah, the ball coming out of Ross's glove there. Portulato adds to his league-leading total there of stolen bases.
19 for 19.
That's efficient.
Unbelievable.
That is efficient. Still no action in the Panthers bullpen.
That'll miss for ball 3. Again, Portulato in his third IBL season. Swiss Army knife type of player.
And you need those on every team.
From Pitt Meadows, British Columbia.
I can honestly say I've never heard of Pitt Meadows, British Columbia before.
The 3-1 upstairs and taking the walk here is Mullen. Former London Major will get on board here for Jake Sanford.
Yeah, Sanford today in 2 at-bats flew out to the center in the second and had an RBI single in the third inning.
You know, if I'm the Panthers and you're trying to get by the Jackfish, one playbook that you really want to look at, the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers. You look what they did on Thursday. It was a 3-2 victory for the Jackfish, mind you. All 3 of those runs for the Jackfish came in the first, as that's going to be split through the hole between first and second. Circling around, coming in is Portulato. He'll get in to score, make it 8-4.
Mullen moving up to second on the RBI single by Sanford, his second one of the game.
So runners on first and second. And just to finish my point, you look back at that game, the Jackfish only able to get 1 hit the rest of that game.
Wow.
They had 5 hits all game. 4 of those 5 hits came in that first inning against the Barnstormers.
Wow, good for the Barnstormers.
So, and I point that out because it just goes to show that's a chopper in the infield. Fielded here, barehanded over to first and in time. What a play over at third base. And we get out of the inning with an 8-4 scoreline. To the bottom of the 4th we go. I'll finish my point after this. Don't go anywhere.
I guess you could say my story's a little unusual. I spend my days analyzing crime stats for the government, and my nights playing with nail polish and creating nail art looks. I share those ideas with millions of people on YouTube, who gave me the opportunity to use what I learned to start my own brand. My audience is my community. I'm so lucky to have them.
With a commitment of $50 million a year, Desjardins and its members are always there to help young people shine.
Welcome back to Kitchener Panthers Baseball on YouTube. One of 4 games happening in the IBL today. Here it's 8-4 Welland. But around the IBL, an interesting couple of storylines have developed. Bottom of the 6th, how about this? At Fergie Jenkins Field, Chatham Kent 9, Guelph 1.
Wow. That's all I have to say about that. The Guelph Royals, who are notoriously known for being a very stout pitching staff.
Best in the league.
Yeah. Giving up 9 runs and a half a game to CK.
Yeah, bottom of the 6th there. Top of 5 in Hamilton is Brantford 5. Hamilton no score. That's interesting because Kitchener, of course, as mentioned before, a game and a half up on the Brantford Red Sox. So that just makes Tuesday's game a lot more interesting if these score lines hold. The other game happening today, by the way, bottom 4 is Toronto 2, London no score.
Yeah, so not good news all around if you're a Panthers fan right now. It's the Panthers trail Welland 8-4 here in the bottom of the 4th. And Panthers holding on to that last playoff spot here in the IBL.
That one upstairs for ball 1 here on AJ Carosis.
But of course, the 7th place team, the Leafs, and the 9th place team, the Brantford Red Sox, both winning today. So far, anyway.
And that's why you play the full 9. And as we've seen in this ballpark, no lead is safe. It doesn't matter if you're playing the bottom-feeding Brantford Red Sox or the Welland Jackfish.
Yeah, absolutely. Runs tend to get piled up here in a hurry in this league, and you never know when something's going to happen.
The 1-1. Chopper down the first base line. Foul.
Carosis with the big RBI double in the 3rd inning for the Panthers. Sorry, the 2nd inning, rather. He's just hoping that he can get on and keep the line moving here. So the Panthers trail 8-4, bottom 4th.
Underhill gets set. That one's outside. 2-2 now the count.
I mean, a big note for the Panthers batting today is, they've put up 4 runs in 3+ innings here. Underhill only had a 1.73 ERA coming into today. So they've gotten one of the better pitchers of the league. Unfortunately, they've just been giving up a little bit more, which has been the trend so far this year.
That's been basically the trend. And of course, Underhill mainly has been working, mind you, as a relief guy. 10 appearances, only 2 of them have been starts, as that one's popped up in the infield. Wisner calls off the catcher. He'll make the catch. So mark that as an F5 and a beastly lead.
Except Ryan Burnside, who Burnside today 0 for 1, had a 4-3 ground out in the 2nd inning. So just trying to turn that order over for Spencer Ross, Jet Gervais, and some of the table setters.
That one's going to miss, but it is going to be a strike.
Yeah, 3rd base playing in halfway. Maybe thinking about a bunt. Again, Burnside with decent speed out there.
Again, another utility kind of player in Ryan Burnside, swing and a miss. Guy that we thought who was going to come in as the catcher after Junior Ibarra was thrown out in the 1st, but he does take his spot out in the outfield keeps it that way. He was an infielder actually yesterday.
Right.
The 0-2. That one's going to be lined into right field. A base hit for Burnside.
So no bunt, but a single nonetheless. Puts one on, one out for the top of the order is Spencer Ross. And Ross had the big single in the third inning. Later came on to score on an RBI by Simon Grinberg.
Of course, extended his streak of reaching base to 12 straight games. And again, just something you want to see from your leadoff guy. Just get on board, get the heart of the order up with guys on base, and that's what starts to generate some of these runs in a little bit more of a collective instead of just these solo shots every now and then.
Right.
That one's going to go across for strike one.
You know, that's a better way to producing than the solo shot. The solo shot, you can't live and die with the home run by any means. It's not sustainable. Of course, this is Ross's third plate appearance of the day so far, and only the fourth inning. So on track to maybe get 5 plate appearances today.
Hey, maybe.
I'm gonna take the over 4.5.
You're a gambling man.
I've been known to.
They call you Kenny Rogers?
I've been known when to hold it and when to fold it.
All right. The 1-1 upstairs, and Mullen is getting a couple of extra looks over at first base, really just trying to keep Burnside true. That's the second straight time where he has caught the pitch and stood straight up, thinking about throwing over to first.
I don't think you're going if you're Burnside down by 4 with the top of the order coming up.
He doesn't really have a healthy lead at all. That's going to go across for a strike.
But he is doing that kind of shuffle step to get out there for a secondary lead. And while it starts out, not very big, maybe only 2-3 feet, he's probably out there 6-7 feet by the time that the pitch is actually delivered.
Here's the 2-2. That one's fouled off, and Ross stays alive.
Yeah, just another good at bat by Spencer here. Again, hitting .368 coming into today's game.
And we know that the Panthers are known for producing some offense. Yes, 5-game losing streak, but you take a look at some of those score lines in those games, they have been going back and forth, as that one is going to be hit.
Gotta hit the knob.
It hit the knob, rather, yeah. That's going to be called a foul.
And yeah, the Panthers, they have lost 5 in a row, 4-6 in their past 10. And the road doesn't get any easier for them coming up. With 12 games to go in the IBL season, including today, 8 of the 12 are against the top 4 teams in the IBL.
It's a tough road ahead. The 2-2 outside. And again, after today, you still got to play Welland 2 more times, including next Sunday.
Yeah, weird that a team's in here back-to-back Sundays.
It's a hefty dose of Jackfish. The 3-2. Hammered into left center. All the way back. Playable, though, and on the run, Hoope will make the catch.
That's a really nice catch by Brandon Hoope there. Got a really good jump off the bat. When that ball was hit, I thought that was going to find the gap for extra bases.
And it's that defense that comes into play once again. That read by Hoope coming over a long way to make the catch. And this will bring up Chet Gervais with 2 down.
Yeah, Gervais on the day, 1 for 2, had a single his last at bat in the third inning and grounded out to second in the first inning. So just trying to extend the inning for Grinberg and Gonzalez.
The delivery into the dirt.
And Wisner playing in on the grass, really respecting Jarvis' speed and playing guarding against the bunt.
And Jarvis is known for that.
Yeah, we've seen him lay down many here in his time with the senior Panthers.
Underhill delivers, and that's going to be right over to the second baseman, Tweet, over to first, and that will do it for the inning. A couple of hard-hit balls result in nothing for the Panthers. They strand a runner, and it remains 8-4 Welland as we head to the 5th. Stay with us. This is Kitchener Panthers Baseball on YouTube. Welcome back to Kitchener Panthers baseball on YouTube. A new pitcher coming into the ball game who we believe is Cam Johnson, just based on the glove that he is wearing. Unfortunately, we do not have a number 9 on our lineup sheet for the Kitchener Panthers. So until we are told otherwise, that is Cam Johnson on the hill here for the Panthers.
Yeah, Martinez only going 4 innings here today for the Panthers. You know, I really do believe this is Cam Johnson. Martinez going 4 innings, 11 hits, 8 runs, 7 earned, 1 walk, only 2 strikeouts today.
Looks like a glove that would have been fashioned by one Braden Farrington over in London.
It really does.
Wonder how many gloves he goes through in a season.
Oh, too many to count.
I love the guy though.
One of the real good guys of the league.
Hey, I got to call hockey for his brother Logan actually up north way back in the day, and got to have a few conversations with Logan, with Braden. Called the game in London last season.
Right.
And what does Braden do? Brings me a Timmins Rock Northern Ontario Junior Hockey League jersey.
Gotta love that.
With his brother's name on it.
Gotta love that. So we will try to work to get some confirmation to see if this is Cam Johnson. We believe it is. And of course, it's going to be Dawson Sweet to lead off the top of the 5th here for the Panthers. Or sorry, the Jackfish rather. Sweet today, 2 for 2 with 2 runs. He's got a single and a double.
The delivery, and that's going to go in front. Good block there by Murray. And yeah, that is indeed Cam Johnson.
So we've got
the glove gave it away.
It's the little details.
Exactly.
So thanks for having a rather obscure looking glove, Cam.
That one's going to be sent up high. Deep into left center, all the way back, and back it goes, and it is gone. A long fly ball goes over the fence, and Dawson Tweet is a triple away from the cycle. Make it 9-4 Jackfish.
That one was a shot, but the wind did just happen to pick up at the same time that ball left the bat as well, too. And yes, Dawson Tweet, a triple shy of the cycle. And he's had 3 at-bats in the one in the 3rd, 4th, 5th. And yes, are hitting all of them. Brings up Brandon Hoope, who's also hit on base twice today with 2 runs. Stolen base and 2 RBIs.
That one goes inside for ball 1. And the final line on Yadian. He goes the 4 innings. 83 pitches, 48 of them for strikes. That one goes upstairs for a ball. Gives up 11 hits, 8 runs, 7 of them earned. Only struck out 2. Walked 1.
Rather un-Yadian-like there.
It's a couple of straight appearances for Yadian where he hasn't really been piling up the strikeouts with regularity that we have seen this season.
You know, we're in the dog days of the summer here. Perhaps, I don't know for sure, but perhaps maybe getting a little fatigued. You know, we did notice that he wasn't throwing the gas off the top.
The 2-1, and that one's going to go inside. And one thing to point out with him as well is, you know, this is a guy that came into the Panthers lineup late last season. He was the late pickup right around the transaction deadline.
Right.
And really started to pick things up in the playoffs. That one's going to be popped up. Foul territory down the first base line. Parsons will come over and make the catch.
And that's a nice grab by Parsons. That's a harder play than it looks. You're going back, the ball's slightly behind you. You've got to worry about the fence as well. It's a really nice play. Good concentration by Nick Parsons there.
But again, just to go back on Yadian, you know, comes out of the gate here in 2024. Looked at as pretty much the ace on this pitching staff. Of course, no Christian Houck this season. Yamichel Perez, who was a main member of the pitching staff, the starting rotation a year ago, no longer with the team, opting to go with a different foursome, if you will, for the Cuban imports. You can only have 4. You can have 5 starting next season.
Right.
That's another storyline for another day. The 1-0, feud to the shortstop, fielded there by one of those Cuban imports, or Raul Gonzalez, and he throws out Dupuis.
Yeah, that's a nice play by Gonzalez for the 6-3 putout, ranging far to his left and firing an absolute cannon over to first base and Nick Parsons.
Again, no Yamichel Perez. They do still go with Gonzalez, Ibarra, and Martinez as 3 of the 4. Yankiel Morris will join the team later this week. You can use him as a starter. Primarily has worked as a closer and a guy coming out of the bullpen. So it'll be interesting to see what the Panthers do with him and how they utilize him, as that one's going to go into the dirt for ball 1 here on Gio Morello.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they will use him. I think they might start him a couple times just to try to get that innings count up to qualify for the playoffs.
That one's going to go downstairs, 2-0. And that's going to be another key thing, and a thing that they had to work in with Yadian last year as well. You saw him make a couple of relief appearances, make a couple of starts. The 2-0 is going to be fouled off. Again, the rule is to qualify for the playoffs, you need 5 appearances and 10 innings. It's not one or the other. You
Right.
need the both.
Right. And I mean, with the deadline coming up tomorrow night and teams only having, anywhere between 10 and 14 games left, some people might be scrambling to get those appearances in.
That's why you saw a lot of younger lineups, especially with the Panthers earlier on this year too, is that you can start getting some of those backup players for guys that can come into the lineup in the playoffs. That one's going to go under the knees, and it's a 3-2 count. The fans in front of us cannot believe it.
Yeah, I don't think Luke Murray can believe that either. Murray and Johnson both started to walk off towards the dugout there. But good job by Murray to not say too much.
We're already seeing one ejection of a catcher today. That one's going to be fouled off.
And, Murray just kind of said, okay, well, we'll go again. And if you join us late, we're in the top of the 5th. Panthers trail the Jackfish 9-4 here with 2 outs in the top of the 5th. It's been a wild one here on this hot Sunday.
Fielded there by Parsons. Running over to C, slides in, and he gets the outs. 3 unassisted. Good job there by Parsons. But a home run by Dawson Tweet makes it 9-4 in favor of the Jackfish. We'll be back after this. Go anywhere. Lots still to come here at Jack Coach.
1 run, 1 hit.
It's a new season of baseball, and with that comes new merchandise in the Jack Couch Park merchandise tent and online store. Make sure to check out our huge selection of new wearables to cheer on your team. We have replica jerseys, jackets, pullovers, hats, scarves, and blankets for those chilly evening games. Our shops have all different sizes to choose from, and we will try our best to fit you with Panthers authorized gear. Make sure to check us out at our merchandise tent at the front gate when you enter into the park, or visit our shop online at KitchenerPanthers.com and click on Shop. We want our fans to wear our gear proud and loud and cheer on your Panthers.
Welcome back to Kitchener Panthers Baseball on YouTube. If you're a fan of the Highway 7 rivalry, you're going to get a healthy dose of it over the next few games as we welcome you back inside Jack Couch Park. I'm Mark, he's Mike, as we take a look at the next 5 games for the Kitchener Panthers. Tuesday, a rain delay makeup game against the Brantford Red Sox, followed by a home and home Thursday and Saturday, both night games against the Guelph Royals. Again, both 7:30 first pitches. Next Sunday, the Jackfish come back to town for a 2 o'clock first pitch. So if you're a Jackfish fan, 2 Sundays in a row. It's a long weekend next weekend as well. And then back on the road go the Panthers to Guelph once again on Wednesday, August 7th. That is another rain delay makeup game in the Royal City at Hastings Stadium.
Yeah, you're really going to get your miles in, or sorry, kilometers on traveling Highway 7 in the next
metric system here, folks.
Yes, in the next few weeks. The Panthers, they generally do play the Royals tight. So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Minus that first game.
Yes. Well, we just gonna pretend that one.
You just forget about if you're the Panthers.
Every team has 1 or 2 of them every season. You put it out of your mind and move on.
The 1-0, and Simon Grinberg watches that one go down for a 2-0 count.
Grinberg has RBIs in his first 2 at-bats today. Of course, had the home run in the first inning and the RBI in the third.
The 2-0 chopper fielded here by Barrett. He'll get it over and complete the 3-1 with Underhill.
Nice play by Bear there. That was a tricky hop. Came up on him right in front. Looks like it maybe hit a pebble or something in the dirt.
And here comes Raul Gonzalez, a double his last time up, extending his hitting streak to 6 games.
Of course, had an RBI as well. That's his 33rd on the year.
Of course, within the conversation for tops in the league, Seth Strong with 33 RBIs heading into today. Might have more with that 9-1 score line against the Guelph Royals. It's 9-1.
Okay. Barnstormers are putting on quite the display down at Fergie Jenkins Field in Chatham today.
That's a strike, and Gonzalez gives a couple of looks there to Justin Snively, the home plate umpire.
Yeah, the Panthers have not been too happy about Snively's calls today.
Underhill delivers. Popped up. Shallow center field. Hauled off everyone. Dawson Tweet makes the catch.
Gonzalez got just under that Underhill delivery there. Bring up Nick Parsons, who's 0 for 2 today. Fly out to center and a pop-up to short in the third inning. So Parsons looking to extend that hitting streak. Hitting .314 on the year, 8 homers, 28 RBIs coming into today.
Again, just trying to extend that hitting streak. He's been on a tear lately. Couple other scoreline updates. That one's going to go across for a strike. Toronto 3, London no score, bottom of the 5th. And in Hamilton, Brantford remains with a 5-0 lead in the top of the 6th. Battle of the 403 there this afternoon. Chopper down the third base line. Wisner fields it. Hot corner over to first in time. That's a 1-2-3 inning. Remains 9-4 for the Jackfish as we head to the 6th. Here at Jack Couch. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Gert, and this is my brother Bert.
Hi, we're here to help you stay alert and stay safe. Some people that seem nice at first may be real bad news.
How do you get to Albany Avenue?
What should you do if someone stops to talk or ask directions?
2 blocks that way and turn right.
If a stranger stops to talk, always keep your distance.
And never ever go anywhere with a stranger.
Stay alert. Stay safe.
Welcome back to Jack Couch Park. It is the 6th inning. Jackfish 9, the Panthers 4. It's been a wild one here. If you're just joining us, Junior Ibarra gets thrown out. The second batter into the ball game. Luke Murray steps in. He is the catcher now here for the Kitchener Panthers. And it's been a little bit more of a back and forth affair between these two teams. The Jackfish, though, have now scored 5 unanswered runs. It was 4-4.
Yeah, Jackfish starting to pull away here in the middle innings. But again, as we've said many, many, many times here, no lead is ever safe until that last 27th out is recorded.
Maybe more.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Of course, we had more in Barrie yesterday. It was a 10-inning affair. Chopper grabbed there by Johnson. It goes off of his glove over to first. That won't be in time. And Wisner gets on.
And that's the fourth time Wisner's on base today. 3 singles and a double.
Number 10, Mateo Cucciolato.
Unfortunately for the Panthers, that ball just deflected off of Johnson's glove. Otherwise, Gonzalez probably has a play on it. Nab Wisner at first. But nonetheless, there's one on, nobody out for Mateo Porcelato.
And I just sniped a wasp.
There we go. At least I'm hoping we don't have the same problem as 2023 when we had Waspgate.
That was well outside. Good protection there. Good block by Luke Murray. But the runner's going to advance to second base.
Yeah, he was on the move as it was. That's going to be a stolen base for Wisner. But nice play by Murray just to block that ball and make sure that Wisner doesn't get an extra 90 feet on the play as well. Waspgate 23 was brutal here.
Say that again, partner. Johnson, the delivery, swing and a miss. 1-1 count here on Porcelato.
Porcelato reached on an E4 back in the 4th inning. Stole a base and came around to score a run. Hit by a pitch in the 3rd and a 4-6-3 double play ball in the 1st.
And a little bit more cloud cover here at Jack Couch. That one gets past Johnson over to Gonzalez, over to first in time. That'll advance the runner, but that'll retire Porcelato over at first on the 6-3.
Yeah, as you mentioned, a little bit of cloud cover. That's okay. We can deal with that.
Still 30 degrees.
It is.
Number 34.
Which is, my watch tells me is going to be the high today.
Yeah, that's correct.
So we've reached the high at 3:49 p.m. It was a warm one yesterday. I was lucky enough to sit poolside all afternoon, and it was needed yesterday. Brings up Robert Mullen, 1 on, 1 out, runner on third. Panthers infield comes in about halfway, possibly cut this run down at the plate.
The delivery well inside, and good job there by Murray once again.
Yeah, Murray's done a really good job of blocking once he's come into the game today for Junior, who was, again, asked to leave the game in the 1st inning.
Politely.
If you joined us late.
Of course, Junior, just a calm guy, but gets ejected. He actually went off pretty calmly as well.
He did. Well, I mean,
It was a quick conversation after the ejection. Rick Booten came out. Mike Beamer, the general manager, at one point came out of the dugout.
I mean, nobody ever wants to be ejected. But the best thing to do if you do get the hook, don't cause a ruckus. Because the more you say, the more you yap, the worse it's going to turn out in the end.
You mean don't pull a Bobby Knight and throw a chair onto the field to play?
Yes. As entertaining as it might be to see, No good's going to come from that because then you start to look at possible suspensions and whatnot, and all you do is hurt your team.
And you get remembered for that too. There's a swing and a miss for strike number 3.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody wants to see a video clip of you 30 years later throwing a chair or a Gatorade cooler out of the dugout.
Dusting onto home plate.
Right, exactly. George Brett with the pine tar incident.
It's a throwback.
Again, we educate here.
Yes, we do. We might not be entertaining to some, but it's all about the education aspect.
We might not be entertaining the most.
We just entertain ourselves.
That's right.
The delivery to Sanford across for a strike.
Sanford, 2 RBIs today, 2 singles in his last 2 plate appearances. Has a fly out to center in the second inning to go along with it. Lefty-lefty matchup here.
Holds off on the swing. The appeal over to third base didn't go around, so that'll be a 1-1 count.
Be a nice job by Cam Johnson if Cam can strand this runner at third base here. Keep this a 9-4 deficit for the Panthers.
The delivery, swing and a miss, strike 2.
And he's got Sanford real out in front on that breaking ball. Of course, Sanford with the green socks and the red foot guard there. Looks like he should have been here Thursday for our Christmas in July game.
It was a fun time.
It was.
Yeah. Had the old Bob Ross ugly Christmas sweater out.
Christmas tunes being played throughout Jack Couch Park.
It's no 90s R&B, but it's all right.
It's not.
Here comes the 2-2. Launched right field all the way back and right against the fence, making the catch is Burnside, right on the warning track. About a foot away from leaving the yard, but it remains 9-4 for the Jackfish as we go to break. Stay with us. This is Kitchener Panthers Baseball on YouTube.
Our grandfather started this business in 1925, immigrant who came to Canada with nothing, building up his first store. My father took over the business in 1970. After he retired, my brother and I expanded it to additional markets.
We have memories of being kids playing in the Teppermans of 1975 and 1976. We are so much more than that today, and we are still fundamentally exactly the same thing. This is more than just retail. At Teppermans, our values are a commitment to people, our team, our customers, commitment to environmental sustainability.
But the heart of our business is family. The furniture in your home really does form and define your experiences and your memories.
The things we sell makes a house a home. Those are the moments that bring people together.
It's about honoring the old school values of Nate Tepperman and Bill Tepperman, and really looking to inspiring the future generations of our customers.
Welcome back to Jack Couch Park. A 5-run lead for the Welland Jackfish as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. It'll be Nolan Misa, Luke Murray, and AJ Carosis due up here for the Panthers. And Mike, well, they got to get some runs here in a hurry because, well, as this game goes longer, you're gonna be kind of tightening up the bat a little bit more, trying to close this deficit away.
Yeah, absolutely. We're in the bottom of the 6th. You're down by 5. Misa over 2 today. Luke Murray does have a double and a run, which is nice to see. So you've got some people who've contributed so far and contributed so far this year as well, too. No better time to start than right now.
Brandon Underhill remains on the hill. He's had a productive day. 5 innings of work already into his 6th inning. That's a swing and a miss for Misa for strike 1. Has struck out 3, given up 7 hits and 4 runs so far.
And Nisa, one of those strikeouts his last at bat.
That one's going to be flied to right center, and on the run is Morello. He tracked that ball down quite a long distance to make the catch.
And another nice play by the Jackfish on defense there. As Mark said earlier on today, lead the league in defensive statistics, and they've put on a pretty good show here today in the outfield and in the infield.
So this will bring up Luke Murray for his third plate appearance of the ball game.
And Murray had a double and a strikeout in his first two at-bats.
Swing and a miss for strike one.
Swing was a little long there by Luke, but that's okay. He can regroup.
And that was pitch number 80 for Brandon Underhill today.
Fairly efficient.
The delivery on the 0-1, check swing, goes off the bat. 0-2, just like that.
And so 0-2. Weisner now taking a couple steps back, playing just behind the bag at third base. Was in a little bit before, maybe thinking about a bunt.
Gets set, swing and a miss, strike three, he got him. Third strikeout of the ball game. Fourth strikeout of the ball game, I should say, for Mr. Underhill.
Carosis coming up to bat now for his third at-bat of the game. Had an RBI double in the second in his first at-bat. Popped up to third in the fourth in his second at-bat. So AJ looking to start a two-out rally here.
Underhill has been quite productive on the mound, especially in the month of July. Swing and a miss there by Carosis for strike one. Has gone at least 5 innings in his last 3 appearances, has collected wins in 2 of those 3. Brantford and Guelph were victims of his. That one's going to miss inside for ball one. In both of those appearances on July 4th and 11th, didn't give up a single run. Gave up 4 hits against Brantford, struck out 8, struck out 3 against Guelph, and only gave up the 2 hits in a 3-0 victory on July 11th. That one's fouled off. July 14th, he gives up 10 hits and 5 runs, 2 of them earned in 5 1/3 in Chatham-Kent. Didn't walk anybody, struck out 5, faced 27 batters. That's a season high for him this season.
Yeah, and the walks again. Coming into today, only 5 walks in 36 1/3 innings for Underhill.
That one's outside, 2-2. So again, Underhill, it looks like, just based on the stats, trying to turn him more into a length guy. Earlier on in the season, we'll have those 2 innings, 3 innings of work, but has really upped the workload in the last number of starts, as that one is a sliding grab there by Barrett, and they'll complete the 3-1.
The defense again for the Welland Jackfish getting it done.
Another 1, 2, 3 inning as we head to the 7th here at Jack Couch. It is Welland 9, Kitchener 4. Stay with us.
After the bottom of the 6th for the Panthers.
Top of the 7th we go here at Jack Couch. It is 9-4 in favor of the Welland Jackfish. Welcome back. This is Kitchener Panthers baseball. I'm Mark Pare. He is Mike Gervais.
And we thank you for joining us here on this Sunday afternoon. If you couldn't be down here with us at the ballpark, Grayson Barrett to lead off the top of the seventh for the Jackfish. Barrett 0 for 3 today with a pair of groundouts, but did make the nice play at first base to end the bottom of the sixth when the Panthers were batting. And the old adage goes, you make a nice play in the field, you're probably going to lead off the next inning, and good things are probably going to happen. So we'll see if the Panthers can buck that trend.
Again, the final line on Yadier Martinez today goes 4 innings, gives up 11 hits and 8 runs, 7 of them earned, struck out 2, walked 1, faced 24 batters. Cam Johnson now into his 3rd inning of work here for the Kitchener Panthers. Has 30 pitches in those 2 innings. So 15 and 15 roughly.
Johnson's pitched well. He gave up a home run to Dawson Sweet, the first batter he faced. Other than that, not a lot of hard contact against Johnson. He's only given up a single to Weisner. Other than that,
swing and a miss. That's strike 1 here on Barrett, 0 for 3 today.
Yeah, hitting .338 coming into the season is Barrett, but again, 0 for 3 today. Johnson hoping he can make it an 0 for 4. Pitch was a little low and a little inside. 1-1's the count here.
Good job there by Barrett, keeping that on his eye.
So if you're Grayson Barrett here, you just want to get on. Dawson Sweet and Brandon Houpe, the 2 guys behind you, have combined for 5 of the 9 runs for the Jackfish so far today.
Unbelievable work.
Yeah, when you can get that production from your 7, 8, 9 guys.
Well, it's 5 hits. 5 of the hits. They have 3 of the runs.
5 runs. Sweet's got 3 runs. Houpe's got 2 runs.
Sweet did come in to score. That's right. My apologies. I did not mark my score sheet the proper way. 3-1 count here on Grayson Barrett.
Barrett with a rather unorthodox stance.
One's outside, but called a strike. Paints the outside edge.
And you can tell Barrett didn't like that one. But I've got some bad news for you, Grayson. That's called a strike.
Swing and a miss, and the Barrett barrage is silenced there. Strikeout for the first out of the inning.
Second base, number 20, Dawson.
Now comes Dawson Sweet, who the Panthers have not been able to keep off the base pass so far today.
Yeah, triple away from the cycle. And again, doesn't have to go it wouldn't go the other way,
no.
Obviously, as a lefty, to try and get a triple in this ballpark. You want to pull that one
right down
the
line.
That one just misses outside.
So we're officially on cycle watch here. This might be Tweet's last at bat of the game, if things go well for the Panthers.
Well, keep in mind, they've batted around the order twice already today, in the 3rd and the 4th.
Yes.
The 1-0 in the infield. Fielded there by Gonzalez. Over to first and in time.
And nice play by Raul there. Came around on the ball, got that back foot planted, was able to make a real strong throw to get a quick runner Tweet to retire Tweet for the first time today.
So Brandon Houpe comes up, home run and a single to his record today.
And otherwise popped up to first base in Parsons. Has a stolen base as well.
Yes, he does. When don't they have a stolen base?
Yeah, they like to run these Jackfish.
They do. The delivery, that one misses inside.
Houpe's had a couple nice running catches in the outfield as well, too. Really nice day for Brandon Houpe all around.
Should mention that Seth Strong has 1 RBI in that 9-1 lead, as that one's...
Hits him.
He did hit him.
Looked like he caught his back foot, but they're saying he swung.
So that's going to be a call to strike instead. They did appeal over to first base. So just back to my point, it's a 9-1 lead for Chatham Kent in the top of the 9th over Guelph. Seth Strong has that RBI, so he does still have a little bit more of a cushion on Raul Gonzalez for the league lead in that category. Here's the 1-1. Right across for a strike.
Yeah, nice pitch by Johnson there. 1-2 count on Hoope. See if Johnson can set him down here.
Inside, 2-2 counts.
And a big thing for the Panthers as well is, it appears you're probably going to get 3 innings at least out of Johnson today. Save some bullpen arms for that game Tuesday night against Brantford.
Again, a big game coming up, a big weekend coming up, a big week, I should say, for the Panthers. They have, again, Tuesday against Brantford, Thursday and Saturday against the Guelph Royals, and then right back here 7 days from today against these same Jackfish.
Yeah, 4 games in 7 days, 5 and 8.
The 3-2 is lined into left field, all the way back to the fence, circling around a second. This will be a stand-up double for Brandon Hoope.
Really nice at bat by Hoope there. Hoope turned on that pitch. Johnson missed his location a little bit. Looked like he wanted that pitch in and just kind of flattened out middle on the plate there.
And this just goes to show just the depth of this lineup for the Welland Jackfish. Your 7 and 8 hitters are both a triple shy of the cycle now.
Yeah.
And as you recalled earlier too, Mike, 5 of the 9 runs that have come across have been Tweet and Hoope, your 7-8 hitters. Meantime, you look at Kitchener, they're 7-8-9 combined. They have 3 hits on the ledger, mind you, 1 run coming in to score as well. That's that production that you need in the bottom of your lineup to be successful.
Absolutely. And, normally you're 7-8-9. If you're in the 7th inning and you got 3 hits and a run from your 7-8-9, that's not bad production by any means.
Not at all.
But the fact that you've got 5 runs from your 7-8-9, if you're the Jackfish, that's incredible.
And 6 hits now, too.
Yeah, exactly.
Tyler Dupuis now the batter, 0 for 3. Runner on second. That one gets by Luke Murray, and trotting over the third is Hoope.
Yeah, that'll be a pass ball there. Murray got the glove on it, just wasn't able to get enough to keep it in front of him. So Hoope moves up to third base there with 2 outs, so 3-0 count on Tyler Dupuis. You really want to get Dupuis here. You don't want to put 2 men on at least for the top of the order, and the ever dangerous Gio Morello.
Yeah, Gio Morello has been solid. He's got a home run today. I want to get him on base with a guy on board. The 3-0, and that will miss for ball 4. Runners on the corners with 2 away, setting up the aforementioned Morello.
And we're going to have a mound visit here. This might be hey, you've pitched well, and it looks like they're going to take the ball from Cam.
Yeah, new pitcher coming into the ball game here for the Kitchener Panthers. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll introduce you to who's coming in to the ball game here for the Kitchener Panthers. Stay with us. It's 9-4 Welland in the top of the 7th. Welcome back to Kitchener Panthers Baseball on YouTube, and the hometown boy from Waterloo, Adam Robertson, comes into the ball game for the Kitchener Panthers.
Yeah, Robertson this year, 9 games for the Panthers, 9 and a third innings, 5 Ks, 9 walks, 10 hits, 0-1 record. That's a 9.64 ERA. But a lot of that damage against Robertson was in his first couple outings. Kind of got hit around a little bit at the start of the year, but has pitched much better for the Panthers of late.
Yeah, it's a guy that has been coming in and out of the lineup as of late. Hasn't appeared since July 21st in London. That was that 16-13 loss. Didn't actually get credited with an inning pitched or even a half inning. Of course, faced 3 batters in his last 2 outings, and both times those runs have come in to score.
Yeah, those
Couple of rough last 2 outings, to say the very least, for
Yep.
Adam Robertson.
that was against Toronto and London when football scores were aplenty here. But before that, threw a scoreless 2 1/3 against the Barrie Bay Cats on July 14th. Only gave up 1 run in 2 innings against these Welland Jackfish on June 24th. So
Yeah, faced 9 batters at that point. And again, that game in London, came in, walked 3, and was pulled from that ball game. That was his last appearance. That was last Sunday. Looking for a little bit more production here in this one. 9-4 is your score. Welland and Kitchener, runners on the corners with 2 away, with Gio Morello up to the dish.
yeah, and if you're Adam Robertson here, the task at hand is just focus on Gio Morello. Put those 2 runners out of your mind. You've got 2 outs in the inning. Bear down and get this guy.
Right across for a strike there. But the runner is going to go, and Tyler Dupuis will get a free 90 to put him in scoring position.
Yep. So it'll be interesting to see if they call that a stolen base or a defensive indifference for Dupuis. Breaking ball misses the outside corner to Morello there for a 1-1 count.
Robertson gets set up here. Murray gets set up a little bit more to the outside. Protection there. Good block by Murray. Keeps it in front of him.
Yeah, that's important because if that ball scoots through the wickets, Bullpen comes in to score and Dupuis scampers up to third. Again, we're in the bottom of the 7th. Panthers trailing 9-4.
Ooh, that one just missed at the knees. 3-1 count.
So you're facing a 5-run deficit for the Panthers right now, which may seem like a lot, but it's not insurmountable, especially in this ballpark. You still have, 9 more outs to play with.
That's going to go across for a strike.
So definitely still some time for the Panthers, but you want to keep it here, a 9-4 deficit. If this starts getting 10-4, 11-4, the task becomes much harder.
That one's going to be fouled off.
Morello stays alive. Full count to Morello, 3-2, 2 outs, runners on second and third. Panthers defense straight up in the infield, slightly shaded right in the outfield.
3-2 is going to be popped up. Playable in left field, and Grinberg will come over and make the catch. They'll strand a pair, and it remains 9-4 Welland as we go into stretch time here at Jack Couch. Stay with us. This is Kitchener Panthers Baseball on YouTube.
And he can lift anything. Anything at all. He's that strong.
Joe Schuster, will you stop it or you'll miss your train? Now help me find number 5.
Strong, but by day he's a mild-mannered reporter. Glasses, a secret identity.
Honestly, you Canadian kids.
He'd be in this cape.
A what?
A cape. Wearing these blue tights.
A hero in tights, really. Here it is.
Listen, Lois, this guy is faster than anything, I swear.
If you're not fast, you're gonna miss your train.
That's it. A bullet. He's faster. No, he's faster than a speeding bullet.
Come on, get on it. No one's gonna read a comic strip about a strong man in tights, Joe. It'll never fly.
Fly, no. But he can leap over tall buildings. Oh, wow, yeah.
See what your cousin Frank says in Toronto.
Wait, Lois. I've got something for you. Take it. It's a gift. You never know. It might be worth something someday. Is he great or what? Bye-bye, Lois.
Welcome back to Kitchener Panthers Baseball on YouTube. Brandon Underhill remains on the hill. 88 pitches into this one, and he is putting on quite the performance for the Welland Jackfish. He has retired the last 8
Congratulations again to Mark.
batters for the Kitchener Panthers.
Yeah, the Panthers, they need some hits here in a hurry. They got 2 runs in the second, 2 runs in the third, and since then, Underhill's been on cruise control. He's really, I believe he's only given up 1 hit since the third inning. Burnside had a single in the fourth.
And that was it.
So,
yeah, he's retired 9 of the last 10 batters he's pitched against.
Yeah, he's been cruising. Looking down, trying to look down at the Jackfish dugout or bullpen rather. Looks like some people are maybe starting to walk around and stare a little bit, but
you might get into shutdown territory. I don't know if you see Davey Mendez in this one if you're the Welland Jackfish, unless the scoreline gets a little bit closer.
Well, I think you'd like to keep him fresh for your 2 tilts against the Barry Baycats coming up as well, too.
Fair.
No disrespect to the Panthers, and you can't look ahead of these last 3 innings.
Plus, you got to take on London on Tuesday.
Right. So, in a 9-4 game, I wouldn't burn them.
That one goes across for a strike, just inside.
If the score stays the same, I wouldn't burn them. But again, if it gets closer, then, you get 9-6, 9-7, then that's a different story.
To make sure you can close it out. He has been El Fuego this season and many seasons for the Welland Jackfish. Guy that, in my opinion, should be playing pro with the way he throws.
Yeah,
but
absolutely
loves it in the Rose City.
Yeah, and that's what it comes down to for a lot of guys, right? They find a place they feel comfortable with, and they want to stay there.
Yeah, 2-2 count here on Ryan Burnside.
Burnside today has a ground out to second and a single.
Of course, he might also chop her down right to the fence. It's a 2-2 count. Of course, Mike Mueller is also an option if you are the Welland Jackfish. Went an inning against the Barnstormers back on Thursday. Struck out 2 of the 3 batters he faced. That one's downstairs.
I'm pretty sure he pitched the last time the Jackfish were here about a month ago.
June 24th, yes, indeed. He won an inning in that one, gave up 2 hits, struck out 1, faced 5 batters, didn't give up a run, though. That one's out. Upstairs and outside, and ball 4 as Ryan Burnside will take a base.
So there's a rarity, a walk for Brandon Underhill. But the Panthers will take it, and will take a base runner any way they can. I believe that's the first walk of the day issued by Underhill.
Yes, indeed. First walk of the ball game for Brandon Underhill.
And only his 6th of the season.
Doesn't give away too many free passes.
No, not at all. I mean, the Panthers have only walked 2 as well. Yadian walked 1 and Cam Johnson walked 1 as well. It's not a lot of base on balls today.
Delivery upstairs for ball 1 on Spencer Ross. Well, Welland is pretty stingy overall when it comes to issuing walks. That's just the 98th walk issued by the Jackfish this year. That is 2nd in the IBL. Compare that to Kitchener, though. 120 walks issued, that's 6th in the league.
So 30 more, basically 1 more a game. You add an extra base runner a game, that's a lot, right?
Absolutely. The 1-0, well upstairs. Ducking for cover there was Ross.
Ross had a single and came around to score in the 3rd inning. That's, of course, the average between a strikeout and a flyout. We're going to have a meeting on the mound here.
In the middle of an at-bat, I should add. See this conversation.
I'm sure this is just a conversation to go and say to Underhill, hey, you just walked a batter, now you're 2-0. You feeling okay? You got enough in you, or should we get the pen going a little bit more?
He will obviously stay out there, but you wonder if that conversation puts into the mind of, how much longer am I going to be out here for?
Yeah, I would think that we're going to start to see some action in that Jackfish bullpen.
Spencer Ross taking a couple of extra practice swings outside of the batter's box here. So he'll look to get set. Again, 1 for 3 today, facing a 2-0 count.
And again, it's funny that we should note that the umpire.
And he's going to take the base as home plate umpire Justin Snively says it hit him. First two batters get on board, and here comes another mound visit, and I think that's going to be it here for Underhill.
Yeah, this will be it as it's the second mound visit this inning. So it'll be a new pitcher to face Jet Gervais here.
Takes the ball, and that will do it. Quite the performance from Brandon Underhill. We'll see who the new pitcher is coming into the ball game for the Welland Jackfish. After this, stay with us. We're going to go to a quick break. It remains 9-4 Welland in the bottom of the 7th.
It's Bert, and they both come here to say, take charge of every day, stay alert.
Hi, I'm Gert, and this is my brother Bert.
Hi, we're here to help you stay alert and stay safe.
Yeah, so follow along.
Watch out, beware, things aren't always as they seem. We'll show you what we mean. Stay alert, stay safe.
Don't just think about it.
Do it.
Do it with a friend and you both can bend. Do it for your muscles, it'll make them hustle. Do it for your feet, it's kind of neat. Do it with some action, participation. Don't just think about it.
Do it.
Participation. Get with the action.
Do it.
Welcome back to Kitchener Panthers baseball on YouTube. Pair of runners on board here for the Panthers in the bottom of the 7th. And we have a new pitcher into the ball game. Out goes Brandon Underhill. In comes the former Red Sox, Danny Howitt.
Yeah, Danny Howitt for the Jackfish so far this year. 2-0, 3.17 ERA. He's got into 14 games, 1 game started. He's just have 1 save, 22 2/3 innings pitched, 16 Ks, only 7 walks, 21 hits. Last got into action a few days ago, well, a week ago today, rather, July 21st at Pare. Went 2 innings, gave up 1 hit and 1 walk, and struck out 1. So it'll be a lefty on to face the lefty Jet Gervais.
This is a big moment here for the Panthers. You have to cash in at least 1 or both of these runs in this inning and try to close the gap here.
Yeah, absolutely. 1 for sure. They would love more than 1, but 1 is a must. If you walk out of this inning with no runs scored, it's, I don't want to say impossible, but your task gets that much more difficult.
The 1-0 is going to fly into left field, and that's playable there for Brandon Hoope. He'll make the catch.
Especially because the Panthers, they had some really good at-bats in the early going, the first, second, and third innings. But ever since that third inning, up until now, we've only had 1 base runner, the Burnside single in the 4th. So you can't strand these runners. When you get a chance against the Jackfish, you've got to capitalize.
Simon Grinberg, a home run, a fielder's choice, and also a grounder to his credit here today.
Yeah, the home run would be nice here.
Flies that one. Playable perhaps in a foul territory. That'll go into the stands and out of play.
Some of the young fans scrambling to get it and maybe get themselves a cool treat at the concession stand.
Maybe get a bit of a warm-up to run the bases at the end of the game as well.
You never know. Fans 14 under can run the bases after today's
All
game.
about getting in a good warm-up before you start getting into some cardio.
It's true. It's true. Can't have yourself play there pulling a hammy.
No. The 0-1. That one is lined into left center, and that will load the bases.
So Grinberg single. They hold up Burnside at third. Bring up Raul Gonzalez with the bases loaded here.
We have a lively bunch in front of us there. You can actually see them on the camera here today. Not as many in numbers as you would like, but many of them very boisterous in this ball game today, cheering on their home side Panthers.
Absolutely, and they're a little upset at the call to hold Burnside, but I like that call. With one out and your best hitter, power-wise, coming up to bat.
He'll just watch that one go across for strike one.
Again, it's all about taking calculated risks. If there's two outs, maybe you send Burnside, but with one out, you got to trust Raul can do his job and at least get that runner in.
Gonzalez, again, has a double today, and he'll send that one out of play. Into the parking lot it goes.
Hopefully you're not parked over there.
Actually, pretty empty parking lot in that end. I think many people have taken the hint not to park in foul ball territory. The 0-2. That one just misses on the outside for ball one.
Good take by Raul there. Looked like he wanted it, but Raul was able to hold those wrists back.
He was thinking about stretching for it for sure. Bases loaded here with just the one out. The delivery. That one is going to be cued into left center. It is playable here for Hoope. He'll make the catch, and the runners will stay on the base.
So that's a big out for Danny Hallett there. Gets Gonzalez to fly out. The base is loaded and one out. So now it's up to Nick Parsons. Base is loaded, two out. Parsons does not have a hit today. A fly out to center, a pop up to short, and a 5-3 ground out.
What a way this would be for him to extend that hitting streak. Second longest in the IBL this season. Only Caden Cardoso with his 20 for the London Majors was longer. So that one goes outside for ball one.
And that's a good take by Parsons there. That's a pitch that's been called a couple times today. But Parsons recognizing it right off the bat that was going to miss the outside rail.
That one just misses upstairs. 2-0.
So now you're 2-0. You don't have to swing here. But, if you get your pitch in your spot, you can keyhole in on this right now. If you get it, unload.
The 2-0. That one is going to get over the glove of Tweet. One run comes in to score. Circling around third is Ross. Play at the plate. No. 2 runs come in to score. And the Panthers have closed the gap.
So big 2-run single by Nick Parsons there.
18-game hitting streak now for Nick Parsons, and that is a big hit for him.
Burnside and Ross come in to score. Grinberg goes over all the way to third base. That may be it for Danny Hallett. We're going to have another mound visit here. Of course, it is a 9-6 Jackfish lead. And that is going to be it for Danny Hallett. So we'll see.
A new pitcher will come into the ball game here for the Jackfish. The lead has been cut to 3. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Stay with us. We'll introduce you to the new pitcher for the Jackfish. Panthers are cooking here at Jack Couch.
It's Bert, and they both come here to say, take charge of every day, stay alert.
Hi, I'm Gert, and this is my brother Bert.
Hi, we're here to help you stay alert and stay safe.
Yeah, so follow along.
Watch out, beware, things aren't always as they seem. We'll show you what we mean. Stay alert, stay safe.
Welcome back to Kitchener Panthers baseball on YouTube. The Panthers have just scored a pair of runs to make it a 9-6 ball game. Out comes Danny Howitt, and in comes another former Red Sox in Mike Mueller.
Mike Mueller, 11 games this year for the Jackfish. 1 save, 10 and a third innings, 17 Ks, 2 walks, 7 hits, a 0 ERA.
Well, you know he's not Ferris Bueller because he doesn't take days off.
I don't even know what to say to that, but yes, Mike Mueller, no days off for himself. Last pitch July 25th against Chatham Kent through an inning, 2 strikeouts and 3 batters. Tasked with getting 1 out here. If you're the Jackfish, he'll face Nolan Misa. Misa 0 for 3 today.
And Misa has had some production for the Panthers this season. You know, a guy, again, that has been in and out of the lineup, has been primarily a first baseman when he does play, but has taken a few reps in the last couple of games as an outfielder.
Yep, thinking one of those jack of all trades guys.
Yeah, 2 for 4 yesterday in Barrie. Guy that doesn't really get those extra base hits, but will get base hits for you when counted upon. Hits in 8 of his last 10. That one goes across for a strike. Quick 0-2 count here as Mike Mueller starts to deal here for the Fish.
That was a really, really nice front door breaking ball. Just saw Misa's knees buckle there.
Mullen sets up outside. Check swing, appeal to first, and no swing, and that's a 1-2 count.
Yeah, that's a good call there. He didn't go.
Yeah, Misa hitting .257 on the year.
Just hoping for a single here. Keep the line moving for Luke Murray.
Multi-hit outings in 3 of his last 4. Swing, and that's going to stay in the infield. Wisner over to first in time. They'll get the out. But the Panthers score a pair, and we sit at a 9-6 scoreline as we head to the 8th. Stay with us. This is Kitchener Panthers baseball on YouTube. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back to Kitchener Panthers baseball on YouTube. Mark Pare, Mike Gervais here in the broadcast booth at Jack Couch. Adam Robertson remains on the hill here for the Panthers. Both teams have now put 3 pitchers into the ball game. Panthers have closed the gap to a 3-run scoreline, 9-6, as the heart of the order is due up here for the Welland Jackfish to try and extend their lead right back.
Yeah, and Adam Robertson's tasked with doing something that no Panthers pitcher has done yet today. Let's get out Jonah Wisner. Wisner with 3 singles and a double, a stolen base, got caught stealing in the 4th, and had a run scored in the 3rd. So Wisner's been a busy, busy man at the top of that, well, basically the top of the Jackfish order.
Again, he comes with quite the resume into this league. As mentioned before, an MVP in the Western Canadian League, Frontier League champion. Also, by the way, working on his master's in forensic psychology right now.
That's all I have to say.
An analytical guy to the T. That one's inside and up for ball 1.
I know my wife's sister just completed her master's in neuropsychology last year. So I know what it takes. Well, I personally don't know what it takes because I am not that smart. But I've heard firsthand what it takes to get those master's degrees, and all the credit to them.
It takes a lot of work, to say the very least. Here comes the 2-0. Wisner lines that one foul down the right field side.
Really good route from Wisner there. We got a little bit of a breeze blowing out from right to left. Infield's pretty straight up. Outfield shaded slightly for Wisner to pull to right field.
The 2-1 upstairs.
So 3-1, Robertson's behind in the count. You'd rather not walk him here. If you're going to put him on, at least make him hit his way on. You know, those walks in the late innings always seem to have a way to come around and burn you.
3-1, fielded there by Ross. Takes it on the hop over to first in time. Exactly what the doctor ordered there.
Nice play by Spencer Ross there, moving fluidly to his right to get the speedy Wisner. Brings up Mateo Porcelato. Porcelato, of course, 2 runs today, has a stolen base, hit by pitch, a 6-3 ground out and a 4-6-3 ground out.
Of course, 36 stolen bases in 2022 behind his teammate at the time, Brandon Nicholson, in that year. Of course, Nicholson moves on over to Hamilton and most recently now a member of the Barrie Bay Cats.
That's right.
Was part of the big transaction window that we're seeing here in the IBL in the coming days. Of course, again, 11:59 Eastern at night tomorrow is the transaction deadline in the IBL. So you'll probably be seeing a number of different moves made by different teams. The 2-0 is going to go across for strike one.
And you know, you wonder how that plays on people's minds, right? You hear the rumors, oh, this guy might move to this club and vice versa, and you know, that's got to affect you mentally.
You have to wonder who from the outside is going to be coming in as that one's going to be
Right.
fouled off.
You know, it's somebody, if you've one of those guys who's had a starting job all year, but you know, now all of a sudden you're starting to hear murmurs that, oh, player A may be coming in. Well, guess what? I play that same position now. Is my starting job in jeopardy?
Mm-hmm. The 2-2 is going to be sent down the line, well foul.
Of course,
Gross is not able to get to it.
the MLB trade deadline this week as well, too. So lots of deadlines if you're a baseball fan this week.
One of the more exciting times of the year in the baseball schedule, that is for sure. Porcelato takes the 2-2 upstairs.
Yeah, again, you'd like to keep Porcelato off the bases as well, as he is a big stolen base threat. Has one in the 4th and is perfect on the year.
The 3-2 upstairs, and Porcelato will take a base.
I don't imagine he's going to stay at first base very long.
No. Maybe first or second pitch. You might see him trot over to second to get him into scoring position.
I'm thinking first pitch.
You're thinking first pitch?
I'm thinking first pitch.
Now, how does this play in when, because all the respect in the world to the lefty pitcher, I should add, Adam Robertson. But how does that play in being a lefty pitcher against a guy that can have such a jump right off the pitch?
Well,
First going to go in for a strike.
First pitch, he didn't go. So, I mean, you do have to respect the lefty pitcher for sure.
Because you do get that extra look before the delivery to the plate.
Exactly. So you get that extra look. But a guy like Porcelato, who's proven he can swipe a bag off of anybody.
Well, and again, he's perfect on the season. 19 for 19.
Right. So, I mean, I'd be shocked. And Robertson does have a little bit. There he goes.
There he goes. Got a big jump, and he's going to get in there easily. That one goes into center field, though. Porcelato goes from first to third.
So that'll be a stolen base and then an E2 as well. So Porcelato had the base stolen, but the overthrow from Murray out into center field will advance him to third for the E2.
And all respect in the world to Luke Murray, but if that's Junior Ibarra, how does that play go down?
Yeah.
Again, that is a big difference in this ball game, not having Junior there. Grabbed there by Gonzalez, looks over at third, throws to first in time. Mullen is retired.
I mean, that's a big play in the game there because that would have been a routine 6-4-3 double play ball, and the Panthers would have been likely out of the inning. You can't assume anything, but I mean, Porcelado, just to go back on that, Porcelado, but he had that base stolen.
A mile away.
Yeah, a mile away.
On a lefty pitcher, no less.
I mean, the thing about Robertson is Robertson does have a little bit of a long delivery to the plate if you watch him. So I figured he would go first or second pitch.
That one's going to be fouled off by Jake Sanford.
Sanford flew out to right his last time up to bat. Has two RBI singles in the game to go along with 2 flyouts.
Again, things have settled down here a little bit. Panthers have been able to get out of a couple of jams in the last couple of innings.
They have, yes. Robertson hoping he can keep Porcelado over at third here, since the Panthers were able to score 2 in the bottom half of the 7th. So now you've got that 9-6 deficit. And that's when you start to think, oh, okay, a couple of bloops and a blast.
You're telling me there's a chance.
Thanks, Lloyd.
Of course, Mike Mueller on the hill for the Jackfish, likely going to come out again for another inning.
I would think so.
And that's pretty much what you could see in this tailor-made kind of lineup when it comes to the pitching for the Welland Jackfish. Mueller hasn't given up a run this season, but again, it's a 3-run scoreline. You have him go 2, throwing the bat that's escaping the hands of Jake Sanford there. Do you get Mueller to go 2 and then bring in a Davey Mendez to close it out?
Yeah, I mean, now that it's a 9-6 ball game, I think that's how you draw it up if you're the Jackfish,
and
right?
Especially, as you've talked about before, where you have a lot of games coming up in the next 7 days if you're the Jackfish. Again, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You only got Monday and Wednesday for days off if you're the Jackfish in the next 7 days.
Yeah, that's a tough schedule for the Jackfish.
So how do you manage that bullpen?
I mean, you don't want your guys can go 2 days in a row. You'd rather not see a guy 3 days. Not that you're going to have 3 games in 3 days.
That's going to go foul.
But even working, 3 days and 5 days or 3 days and 6, that's a lot of pressure that you're putting on that specific bullpen arm.
And you still got some guys on this team that have day jobs on top of that.
Exactly. So you don't know who's going to be available. Maybe, your guys have to work this weekend, or, it is the long weekend. Maybe there's plans to go away or a wedding or something. You don't know that.
The 2-2 swing, and it goes off of the bat and off of Murray.
So I'm sure the Welland managerial brass know what's going on with their players the week ahead. We don't, so we're only speculating. So it's quite difficult to map out this far in advance.
Another chance on the 2-2. Holds off on the swing. Murray blocks it. Peel over to third. Didn't swing, so it's a 3-2 count here with 2 away.
And at the same time, we don't know who's going to be brought in tomorrow at the deadline either, right? So that could play a part into things.
A whole lot can change in the next 24 hours, partner. Very exciting time in the IBL. The delivery fielded there by Ross. Over to first. They'll get the out, and the Panthers get out of the inning. 9-6 is your score. Bottom 8 we go here at Jack Couch. Stay with us. Welcome back to Kitchener Panthers Baseball on YouTube. Mark Pare and Mike Gervais here in the broadcast booth at Jack Couch. 9-6 is the score. We've been treated to a little bit of everything in this ball game.
Yeah, it's been a really good game here on a Sunday afternoon. Beautiful weather for baseball as well. 30 degrees, sun shining. A few clouds starting to roll in. But yeah, we had fireworks early. Both teams came out of the gate hot. We had ejections, and then we had a bit of a lull there in the middle innings. But in the seventh inning, we've seen some more runs. So Panthers have made this close. It's 9-6 Jackfish lead heading into the bottom of the eighth. 7-8-9 due up for the Panthers.
Couple of finals in the IBL already. Is a final in Chatham-Kent. The Barnstormers 9, the Guelph Royals 1. Quite the result there. In Hamilton, the Brantford Red Sox defeat the Cardinals 5-0. So the Brantford Red Sox close to within a game of the Kitchener Panthers. Of course, that 9 spot in the IBL misses the playoffs. And in Toronto, the Maple Leafs have a 6-0 lead on London in the top of the 8th. Again, not a good Sunday afternoon for the Kitchener Panthers with the scoreline that we're seeing here, although it is close, but outside of the IBL, outside of their control, the two teams that are sandwiching them in the standings, both doing some good things.
Yeah, that's going to make Tuesday's game against Brantford, if the scores hold here, just even that much more important for the Panthers. I don't want to say it's a must-win game with 11 games to go in the season, but it's as must-win as you can get at that time.
Absolutely. Brantford, again, goes to 10 wins, tying Kitchener in wins on the year. Here comes the 2-1. That'll be fouled off. For the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers, 15-18 on the year. Scoreline holds in Toronto. Toronto will move to 12-21. That'll be a half game up on Kitchener. That would turn into a full game if this scoreline holds here at Jack Couch.
Yeah, we're in for a heck of a finish these last 10, 12 games.
The 3-2 is popped up. Dupuis calling for it. Gets underneath it. Makes the catch.
One down. Bring up AJ Carosis. AJ with a big 2-run double in the second inning. Other than that, he's got a pop up to third and a ground out to first so far today. So AJ here, he's been one of the Panthers who's had really good at-bats these last 2 weeks. He knows he can't get all 3 runs back at once. Looking to slap a single somewhere.
Swing and a miss for strike 1.
And, wreak some havoc. And again, Mike Mueller on the mound for the Welland Jackfish, who is not allowed, not necessarily an earned run, he hasn't allowed a run all year.
Guy has been throwing gas. The 0-1 downstairs, 1-1.
Yeah, tough order for the Panthers. I can't quite see into the Jackfish bullpen to see if there's anybody else warming up.
Yeah, Mueller, third IBL season. As mentioned before, a former Brantford Red Sox, played in Brantford in 2021. He's also pitched 2 seasons for Arkansas State.
So Mueller's seen some miles on his car as well.
He's gone 500 miles. Looking to go 500 more as that one goes outside, 2-2.
He might proclaim that he is one of the dominant relief arms in this league.
You better acknowledge him. Here comes the 2-2. Swing and a miss. They got him. 2 outs here for Ryan Burnside. Reached base the last time up.
Yeah, Burnside 2 singles today. He started that rally in the 7th, leading off with a single. Single in the 7th, single in the 4th, and a 4-3 grand out in the 2nd. So Burnside's had a very productive day at the plate for himself here.
That one's going to miss just outside for ball 1. Now, what's the approach here? Again, you got a 3-run deficit to try and overcome here. And you're facing a guy like Mueller, as mentioned before, has been throwing gas all season.
The approach is just get on any way you can, whether it's a walk, a hit. We're looking at Weisner at third, who's behind the bag. I wouldn't hate dropping a bunt down if I'm Burnside right now.
Watches that one go across Broadway. No doubt about that one for strike number one.
I mean, it's not like Mueller's out here serving up hits like he's a Backstreet Boy. So, if you can take that bunt.
That one's put into foul territory.
2-2 the count. Deuce is wild on the scoreboard.
This would be good for Burnside, as that's a chopper down the first baseline. It goes foul.
That one's going to sting a little bit, to say the least, off the shin.
Again, you want to get on here for the top of the order to come back. Again, Spencer Ross, Jet Gervais, and Simon Grinberg have had some production here today.
Ross will get that fifth at bat today.
The 2-2 downstairs, 3-2.
So a real good at bat by Ryan Burnside here. See some more pitches from Mike Mueller, which is, again, if you look at Spencer Ross, he has just been laser focused on what's going on there.
3-2 popped up.
You see Ross on the on-deck circle. His eyes are focused exactly. You can see him trying to time the swing as well when Mueller comes through with the delivery. That's a real student of the game right there.
Exactly what I was going to say, partner. Just absolutely studying the pitcher, working on the timing. The 3-2. Chopper. Field it there. Great job by Dupuis. Over to first and in time. Burnside slams the helmet down. He actually lost his footing there as he went to step over the bag. But that is just an unbelievable play once again by the defense. Tyler Dupuis comes up huge for the Welland Jackfish. It remains 9-6 as we head to the ninth here at Jack Couch. Stay with us.
What can you do with a rendezvous? When your business needs a meeting space on demand, SwiftSpace has the solution. Introducing the Rendezvous Meeting Booth, a comfy booth for six that assembles in an instant. Fold it, store it, or move it to another room. The Rendezvous assembles in 2 minutes with no tools. The Rendezvous Meeting Booth by SwiftSpace, designed with the future in mind.
Welcome back to Kitchener Panthers baseball on YouTube. Mark Pare and Mike Gervais and the Welland Jackfish with a 9-6 lead, continuing to get a steady diet of lefty hurlers for the Kitchener Panthers. Yadier Martinez, of course, started the game, went 4 innings as a righty, but it's been 3 straight lefty pitchers coming into the ball game, including the latest one about to get started, or rather, he's a righty. My mistake. David Bruinsma.
Yeah.
I had my bearded men mixed up.
David Bruinsma for the Panthers this year. He's gotten into 8 games, a 3.37 ERA, 8 innings, 8 Ks, no walks, which is what you like, and only 3 hits. Hasn't pitched a lot lately. He's only gotten into 2 games so far this month. July 7th against London, pitched an inning in the third, and then July 14th, so it's been 2 weeks. He last pitched. Threw an inning against the Barrie Baycats.
At the top of the ninth for the Jackfish, first baseman number 24, Grayson Barrett.
Of course, for Bruinsma in his 5th IBL season, the Kitchener native comes in here facing a tough task in Grayson Barrett, Dawson Tweed, and Brandon Hoope due up.
So Tweed will get one more chance for the cycle.
Told you they might have a chance.
You did. You did. And Hoope, yeah, he'll have the chance as well. We'll see if we get a cycle here.
Fielded there by Spencer Ross over to first and in time. Good job there by Spencer Ross, who just turned 24 years of age yesterday.
Second baseman number 20.
Oh, to be 24 again.
It's better than being 23.
Because nobody likes
you
you
when
at
you're 23.
We're the worst. We're the absolute worst.
Yeah, I bet you some people have put us on mute by now. It happens.
It does.
Squaring up to bunt there was Dawson Tweet.
Trying to get on any way he can.
Justin Snively will come back out to the mound.
That was a foul. So Snively having a long conversation with the Bruinsman here on the mound about something.
And while we're at it, let's take a look at our next home game. It'll be 48 hours from now on Tuesday, a rain-out makeup game, 7:30, as the Brantford Red Sox come to town. KitchenerPanthers.com/tickets. Get your tickets to help pack the Jack.
Of course, I'll have the call on that solo on Tuesday.
That one's well outside for ball one.
So I hope you're ready for an evening full of pop punk and wrestling references.
What about the Simpsons references?
Well, we might sprinkle a few in.
The 1-1 slobbered all the way back. Dawson Tweet has a pair of home runs. Tweet that out, folks. He is 4 for 5 today, and the Welland Jackfish have just hit double digits.
Yeah, and that ball got out of here in an absolute hurry. Tweet only had one home run on the year coming into today. Now he's got 3. So
Number 21.
we've got another chance here for cycle watch as Brandon Hoope also needs the triple.
Just a hard hit ball there from Dawson Tweet. And that's a 4-run lead now here for the Jackfish. That one goes across for strike 1.
Yeah, that was a nice front door slider there.
The delivery, trying to frame that one up was Murray, but not going to get the call.
Yeah, just missed outside. Tried the corner and missed. Of course, Tyler Dupuis on deck, who made the really nice play to end the bottom half of the 8th for the Jackfish.
And some people might say, oh, Davey Mendez is the MVP of this team. The MVP of this team is that man number 6. When it comes to defense, there is nobody better on this team. Porcelado, yes, he's made a lot of diving catches out in right field this season, but time and time again, every time I watch this Jackfish team play, Tyler Dupuis got at least 2 or 3 of those phenomenal plays over at short.
Yeah, he's a real difference maker.
The delivery downstairs. 3-2 counts.
Bruinsman doesn't want to walk Hoope here. You know, if you're Bruinsman, you got to challenge him. Say, okay, here's my best against your best. Hit it if you can.
That went in downstairs and away, and that'll be ball 4. Brandon Hoope will take a base. So cycle watch is now over.
Unless some crazy stuff happens.
Unless some crazy stuff happens. Again, no lead is safe here at Jack Couch. We could be in for a long one. But, of course, the Welland Jackfish will have plenty to say about that in the bottom half of the inning, as well as the top half of the inning, as they've already added to their run total here in the top of the 9th.
Yeah, Dupuis walked and had a stolen base in the 7th inning. His only time getting on base today. He's got 2 flyouts to center and a ground out to short. Panthers would love a ground out to short right now. Potentially spin an inning-ending double play and get back on the sticks.
Holds off on the swing, does Dupuis, but it goes across. Yeah, they would love a double play here. try to limit the damage to get to the bottom of the ninth with some heavy hitters due up for the Panthers. The 1-1. Hit past Gonzalez into center field, circling around third, and Brendan Hoope will hold off.
Bruinsma got the ground ball, but unfortunately just out of the reach of Gonzalez to his left. Hoope, who was on the move on the play, makes it into third base rather easily. Runners on the corner, 1 out from top of the order for Gio Morello.
And Morello again, 1 for 5, and that one was a big one in the fourth. A 3-run home run as part of a 4-run inning.
And flew out to the left his last time at bat against Adam Robertson. Really good work from Adam Robertson out of the pen today.
Yes, indeed. Morello watches that one go outside, and free 90 there for Dupuis, not even attempting to go over.
And I would score that a defensive indifference. Here, you're up 5 runs in the ninth inning. No attempt to throw. That's a DI all day for me.
Bruinsma delivers upstairs.
2-0. So after getting the first batter of the inning, Grayson Barrett, Bruinsma's gotten a little erratic here. Gave up the home run to Tweet, a walk to Hoope, and a single to Dupuis, who he also fell behind.
The delivery to the dish misses on the outside edge. 3-0 here on Gio Morello.
Panthers bringing the infield in, at least everybody but the third baseman anyway. Try to potentially cut down that run at third base.
The delivery in for a strike.
Morello did not look interested in swinging that pitch at all.
No, taking all day. The speedy Morello trying to get on here. Maybe adding to the lead. Swing and a miss. Full count here with 1 away. And it looks like Scott Gillespie is warming up for the Jackfish. Gets set, 3-2. Chopper in the infield. Gonzalez in the grass, over to first in time. Great play by Raul Gonzalez. He was in the grass to make that play and kept everybody on board.
Yeah, really good play by Gonzalez there. Ever so slightly had a little look over at the base runners to say, hey, try it if you want. But I don't think it's going to end up very well for you. Keep the runners at second and third. But again, Weisner has been no slouch and has been on base 4 times tonight. Only retired once. So another big out for Bruinsma to get here if you're a Panthers fan.
Looks at the runner and throws that one right down 5th Street for strike 1.
Important to get ahead of the count. You don't want to fall behind and get those hitters counts 1-0, 2-0, 3-1. Batters have such an advantage when that happens.
Upstairs for ball 1.
And that was a weird pitch there. It looked like he almost lost his footing. You can see he's kind of digging around the mound there to say, hey, a little bit of a hole here.
Delivery popped up, playable in the foul territory. Murray's coming over. He'll make the... He indeed got it. Looked like he didn't for a moment there, but he held his ground, and it remains a 4-run lead for the Welland Jackfish as we go to the bottom of the ninth. Do the Panthers have some comeback mustard in them? Top of the order due up after this. Stay with us.
Hey, Mr. Ricky.
Boys, I want you to meet someone. Outstanding athlete, the former 2nd Lieutenant in the United States Army, and your new second baseman, Jackie Robinson.
Hi, gentlemen.
Et maintenant, va donc les Royaux. And now batting for the Royals, le deuxième but, the second baseman, Jackie Robinson. fourth inning.
Record numbers of cheering Montrealers helped Jackie Robinson break baseball's color bar that year. He never forgot the city that launched his journey to baseball's Hall of Fame.
Welcome back. Bottom of the ninth here at Jack Couch Park. It is 10-6 Welland. And looking to close things out here for the Jackfish is Scott Gillespie.
Scott Gillespie on the year, 12 games, 1 save, 15 and 2/3 innings, 19 Ks, 7 walks, 19 hits. That's a 5.74 ERA. So the Panthers, they've got top of the order due up, so they've got their work cut out. Gillespie last worked July 26 against Pare, going an inning, giving up a hit with 2 strikeouts. So Scotty doesn't give up too many hits here.
Scotty don't give up too many hits.
It'll be Ross, Jarvis, and Grinberg due up for the Panthers. Of course, if one of them gets on, Gonzalez lurking as well, the big bat.
The cleanup control's been phenomenal for the Jackfish here as well. They have stranded 6 runners.
That's impressive.
For the Kitchener Panthers today.
That's really impressive.
And that just goes to show, you strand 6, usually you see it in the 10, 11 range at times. But that just goes to show, with the runs on the board and the runs that have been left on base, you haven't been giving too much up. But at the same time, too, the stuff you have given up, you've been able to do a little bit of cleanup.
Yeah, absolutely.
And play great defense on top of that.
The Jackfish have really shown out here on defense today, which they often do. And, Panthers have 6 runs, but there hasn't been that big 4-5 run inning for the Panthers.
No. You've seen it twice here with the Jackfish today. 4 runs in both the third and the fourth. That's been the big difference in this ball game. Of course, Kitchener had taken a 2-0 lead before Welland scored 4 in the third. And that just misses, ducking for cover there, Spencer Ross.
Yeah, and the Panthers, they put up 4 runs in the first 3 innings. They've only managed 2 runs since, so the Jackfish have shut the door here.
And again, it's all about response. Again, 2-0 lead for Kitchener. Welland scores 4 to make it 4-2. You score 2 in the third. It's 4-4 after 3, and then Welland responds with 4 more in the fourth inning. Chopper, 2-hopper there. Dupuis fields it. Unbelievable again, over to first in time. What a play again.
Cannot say enough good things about Tyler Dupuis on defense there.
Jet Jarvis will now be the batter with 1 away.
And the thing is, with Spencer Ross running down the line, it's not like it's me running down the line where, Dupuis could have fielded that, drove down to Tim's, got an ice cap, and came back and still got me. Ross can motor down the line.
That's why he's gotten on base as much as he has, including twice today. Another speedster, Jet Jarvis. In the box here, takes one upstairs for ball 1.
Yeah, Jarvis 1 for 4 on the day. Had a single in the third inning, came around to score.
Watches that one go across for strike 1. Just over 3 hours into this one. We started at 2:03 Eastern. It's now 5:10, so 3 hours and 7 minutes into this one now.
Pretty average for an IBL game.
Pretty average indeed. There's a swing and a miss for strike 2.
It's not like, well, knock on wood, we're not sitting here for one of those 4.5 hour affairs.
And we had one of those not too long ago in London. In fact, it was a 4-hour, 10-minute ball game in that 16-13 final last Sunday for Kitchener. The 1-2 in that
Awesome.
one. Yeah, it did hit him. Or did it? No, he got out of the way. Home plate umpire Justin Snively says that did not hit you, good sir. Step back into the batter's box.
So Jet will take his hacks here on a 2-2 count.
Gillespie, the delivery. That's going to be sent high down the foul side, and it's going to go well out of play. Quick run there by Hoope. He goes about 30 yards to try and chase that one down. Won't get to it, though.
Nope. But again, just shows the commitment to defense that the Jackfish have. You knew that Hoope was not going to get that, but he did not give up on that ball.
There ain't no quit. That's for sure. The 2-2. Well outside, 3-2.
So
There's no quitting these Panthers either.
There is not. We've seen it time and time again this year where, they've gotten down and given up a few runs, and then, they might not come back to win, but they usually come back to make it close, at least, and interesting.
Let's go Panthers chant goes. The 3-2 check swing, and they're going to say that's a strikeout. Jet Gervais arguing it with Justin Snively, and he's going to walk off. As Snively says that painted the inside edge. Definitely wasn't on the swing because he did not go around.
No. So it'll be up to Simon Grinberg today. Grinberg's reached base 3 times. Got a home run, a single, and a fielder's choice. So 2 RBIs today for Grinberg.
Fans getting a little bit louder in front of us here. The delivery, very similar position, I must say, there on that third strike call. It's going to call the ball there. Similar location from Scott Gillespie. And that one just misses. 2-0.
Yeah, that one inside. No chance of that one being called a strike there. Grinberg's got a keyhole one here with Gonzalez on deck. You're in a good count here, but don't chase.
Under the knees, 3-0.
Red light here.
Ooh, I've never been good at red light, green light.
I usually say green light.
I mean, the way he's been swinging the bat, he's reached 3 times. He's got a home run. Why not?
Why not? Exactly. Why not, right?
What do you got to lose at this stage? You're the last opportunity for the Panthers. That's going to go across for a strike.
No, red light it was.
Red light it was.
Well, 3-1 here. Grinberg still looking for his pitch.
The 3-1 fouled off. 3-2 count. Panthers down to their final strike.
Yeah, just missed that one. Was just under it. You can tell when the pitches are fouled straight back like that the batter is on it, but just missed it. So unfortunate for Grinberg.
The 3-2 fouled off again. Grinberg stays alive.
That's a good swing from Grinberg. That was basically the same pitch that Jarvis got rung up on, and Grinberg knew that it's going to be too close to take. So just an emergency hack there to stay alive.
Fans get loud. That's inside, but a strike 3 called, and that's the ball game. Paints the inside edge, according to Justin Snively. No argument from Simon Grinberg, and the Welland Jackfish take it 10-6. We'll be back after this. We'll wrap up this ball game and get you set up for Tuesday. Stay with us. This is Kitchener Panthers Baseball on YouTube. Welcome back to Kitchener Panthers Baseball on YouTube. I'm Mark. He's Mike. What a ball game we were treated to here today. It started all the way back in the first inning. It was a 2-0 lead for the Kitchener Panthers, including an ejection of Junior Ibarra when he was behind the dish in the top of the first. Luke Murray comes into the ball game. He ends up scoring a double in the second. He's later driven home to give the Panthers that 2-0 lead. Simon Grimberg, of course, opened the scoring with a home run in the first. But then the Welland Jackfish, as they tend to do, they come back with plenty of offense in the third and the fourth.
Yeah, and I wonder how much the game plan changed for the Panthers once Junior did get the ejection, 2 batters into the game. Martinez is used to throwing to Junior, and you've got him behind the dish to really control the running game and block those balls. Not that Luke Murray did a bad job by any means,
great,
because he didn't. He did a fantastic job, but there's a big difference in the two players there, and it'd be interesting to see how it would have played out with Junior behind the dish. But nonetheless, the Panthers maybe didn't get what they expected from Yadi and Martinez today. Martinez only going the 4 innings, rather un-Yadi-like, whereas Underhill for the Jackfish went 6 strong, gave up 7 hits, 6 runs, and got the win.
Yeah, looking more and more like a big option as a starter this year. Of course, Brandon mostly starting as a relief guy, but has been seeing more starts as of late and ends up getting more length this time around and looked phenomenal in this ball game. The defense, of course, for the Jackfish was a big story in this one, on top of what Underhill and his company was able to produce.
Yeah, Tyler Dupuis, playing amazing shortstop out there like he often does. Brandon Hoope running down balls out there in left field. The Jackfish can play defense, and they play it very well. The big story for today, in my opinion anyway, the 7, 8, 9 hitters for the Jackfish. What a job they did. We had 2 of them, Dawson Tweet and Brandon Hoope, on Cycle Watch.
Yep.
They combined to score, 5 runs, 4 runs, 5 runs.
6 of the 7 runs.
Yeah.
6 of the 9 runs came across from Dawson Tweet and Brandon Hoope. And how about Dawson Tweet? A pair of home runs in this one.
Yeah, only had 1 home run coming into the game and jacked 2 today. And, they were not paint scrapers by any means. They were no doubt moonshots. And, the Panthers, again, to their credit, 4 runs in 3 innings off of Underhill, who had a 1.73 ERA coming into the game, so it was very stingy, and the Panthers got to him. But unfortunately for the Panthers, what's been plaguing them is that long ball, especially with runners in scoring position, bit them again today.
Exactly. Again, for the 31 home runs given up by the Kitchener Panthers pitching staff with runners on base this season. Not a recipe for success, to say the very least. Recipe for success for Kitchener, though, a guy like Nick Parsons extending his hitting streak to 18 games. But a loss, it does come in another loss, a 6th straight loss for the Kitchener Panthers, who moved to 10-21 on the season. The Welland Jackfish improved to 24-7, have now won their 3rd straight ball game.
Yeah, and it's getting late early here in the season for the Panthers, who are clinging on to that last and final playoff spot in the IBL. They were in 8th place coming into today, but again, Brantford, I'm pretty sure Brantford won today.
Yes, they did.
So that puts Brantford a game behind, which sets up a huge showdown here Tuesday night in Jack Couch Park against the Brantford Red Sox.
And we'll have it for you here. Tuesday night, 7:30 is the first pitch. It'll be the Brantford Red Sox and the Kitchener Panthers, part of a busy week, a home-and-home with the Guelph Royals coming up on Thursday and Saturday. The Welland Jackfish have a busy schedule, to say the very least. At the top of the standings, that big battle coming up with the Barrie Baycats Thursday and Friday, a home-and-home, but they'll take on the London Majors on Tuesday in London. But of course, again, for Kitchener, hosting Brantford on Tuesday, hosting Guelph on Thursday. 2 big games in the next few days here at Jack Couch. We'll have it all for you, and we'll have the home stretch for you here in the IBL season in 2024. But until then, the final score here once again, the Welland Jackfish 10, the Kitchener Panthers 6. He's Mike.